Hey, hey, hey! Welcome back to another episode of the Last American Pubcast, where everyone knows your name. I'm glad to be here with you guys. My name is Frank from Let's Be Frank. Joining us tonight, of course, our wonderful, absolute best co-hosts in the internets. We have Abby from Conspiracy Pilled. We have Tom from America Floats. We also have PJ from Wartime Propaganda.
How's it going?
And, of course, our special guest tonight is Chandler Crump from, you can find him on his YouTube channels, his locals, his Twitter, Mr. Chandler Crump. Welcome.
So happy to be here. So happy to be representing, as my new identity is, in fact, the My Pillow elf.
And tonight is the weekend before Halloween, and this is the first annual of us dressing up, so you guys can go ahead and rate us in the comments. I'm sure through there, as we will be looking, and rate us in our costumes that we have here today. But no costumes could be greater than the one that was recently taking place this weekend or this week with Twitter. Absolutely now no longer a non-free speech zone.
Woo!
We love it.
That's something to cheers to for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We'll take a drink for that. The
bird is free.
The bird is
At
free.
least for some people, for most people.
Yeah, I was gonna say the bird is free, but Tom is still not back on the bird app.
Yeah, the Twitter people said, "Hey, bub, wait a second. Wait a second. Bargain bin Logan, not even bargain bin. It's like dollar store knockoff return bin.
Wish.
Wish.com, Logan.
I want to go see the X-Men. We have the X-Men at home, my mom says.
Yeah.
Oh man. I mean, we've got some really
someone's
great
gonna make the joke that
costumes
this is
here.
double X, man.
Oh, it's great. It's great. So
you could add another X to that if you start an OnlyFans, Tom. I'm just saying.
Oh, I want to keep my chromosomes the way they are.
So let's go ahead and start off tonight talking about the biggest story of this month, at least so far, is the purchase of Twitter by Elon Musk, him showing up at the headquarters, taking out the top brass within the first day there, and now looking to move forward and returning a lot of people back to their old accounts, including myself. Hopefully I'll have my old account back. That'd be amazing if I could do that. So let's get some initial thoughts on that. And we'll start with Chandler tonight.
All I have to say is let that sink in. I mean, seriously. He pulled up to the Twitter headquarters, wherever it is, some Silicon Valley, San Francisco. I don't care to remember where it is. And he left there with quite a few less people running the show back there. I mean, he got rid of Agrawal. He got rid of Vijaya and all the different people that were responsible for all the censorship. And I think it was a great thing. Obviously, he's not flipping the switch quite yet and just saying, okay, welcome to Gab. This is you say whatever you want. He's obviously taking things very slow. He's announced that they aren't reinstating anybody until a content moderation council can be put together. So like I've said for the past few months, it's not an instantaneous, just free speech is here. It's more so a slow process of like, okay, maybe I can say this. Maybe I can't say this. Maybe this account will come back. Maybe it won't. So it's never going to be a full free speech platform, but it is going to maybe get a bit better. And it looks like some of the shadow banning is finally going away. I can finally look up my own name and find myself, which is a good start. So I think this will be a good thing very soon.
Yeah, I think the only thing that would have made the firings better, though, is if he would have actually said, screw the council. There's a few people that we know we want to have back on, and that's Trump and Babylon B and a few others. But he should have brought Trump back specifically just so we could hear, you're fired, you're fired, you're fired, to every one of these Twitter execs on their way out.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I was actually just talking about that on my show briefly the other day, and I was lamenting that I'm too young to really be connected to the whole apprentice thing. Like, I didn't grow up with the whole, you're fired, you're fired. Like, I remember it, briefly, slightly, probably at the end in 2011, but I didn't really grow up with it. I wasn't around for it, so I'm really jealous of people for that one.
I definitely saw a change right off the bat with the shadow banning. All of a sudden, my numbers jumped up. It was great.
But you know what's funny about that? It wasn't the first time. Remember the first time that he was going to buy Twitter, all of a sudden they're like, oh, crap, we got to cover up all the stuff that's going on behind scenes. So when this story first came out, we saw people like Louder with Crowder get 300,000 more followers overnight. We saw all the leftist accounts drop a bunch of bots. And then as soon as it looked like maybe he wasn't going to buy Twitter, it went back to business as usual. So I don't even think that's anything that Elon Musk did. I think that's people on the way out going, we don't want them to know how bad it was.
Yeah.
That might be it.
But you also see leftists complaining that their numbers are going down.
I wonder why. Artificial inflation much?
Yeah, you take a look at Brooklyn Dad Defiance account. I had to make a meme about it because he used to get like 5,000 likes on average. I was looking at a tweet of his that came out like 10 hours ago. It's at 500. So clearly there was something so sad happening to that guy. He got the blue check and all the great treatment from Twitter, and now it's all going down.
Is anyone else surprised? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Tom.
No, I was just curious. I wonder how many, and I wonder if there is a master list or if there's an account somewhere that has all of the different accounts that are promoted and what the algorithm really looks like. I'd be curious to know. And I think you're right to think that they're getting rid of evidence. They're rolling back their censorship before, at different stages of the game, as PJ said. But I think the shadow banning is one thing. I think as soon as you see people allowed back on, like myself, but others, people that have not been allowed on the platform because they've been told they have multiple accounts, like Project Veritas James O'Keefe, which he didn't have multiple accounts. This is the way they banned him. Those are not dubious claims. That's Twitter saying you have a permanent ban. And when those people come back, you're going to see it's like a 4 in 5 or 3 in 5 of people that think like you and I, and not the 50-50 like the left wants you to think.
Right. Is anybody else surprised this happened before the midterms?
I'm surprised. No, actually,
Well,
I think this is well timed.
Right?
No,
Well,
the transition happened. Yeah, it came over with
No, I mean,
Twitter.
but at the same time, Elon Musk came out and said, we're not doing anything major.
Right.
No decisions will be made until there's a board that convenes, which will be a national security something.
I think
he
that's
hasn't
because
made any decisions or changes yet.
I think that's because he saw what they did to Mark Zuckerberg after 2016, where they tried to claim that the election was stolen because people were allowed to post what they wanted to on Facebook. So I think, we're already seeing it where the leftists are talking about that this is going to be another election interference. We saw Hillary Clinton come out a week ago and say the Republicans are cheating to steal this election because we've only ever had one free and fair election of all time, one free and fair election ever in the history of our country, and it was 2020.
The most secure.
Yeah, the most secure election. I think that part of it is just I don't think he wants that claim and that heat of the Congress coming after him and investigating him and being like, hey, you actually helped create an actual free and fair information before the election thing.
So you think after midterms he opens it up and says Trump's back, everyone else is back if they want to be, and then it's a free for all before 2024? Because that's what I'd like. I just
I don't know if it'll be a free for all, but yeah, I think he's waiting till after the midterms on purpose. Is my point.
How long till they start calling this Elongate or Twittergate?
Right.
he already called it Elongate.
Did he really?
Yeah. Elongate is a word already.
Okay.
How many new Twitter moms are there going to be after Elon's taking residence at the headquarters there at Twitter?
Oh man.
Yeah, there's going to be a baby factory over there in Silicon Valley.
That guy said we are behind in numbers. He's doing his part, man.
Yeah, he did show up to the Twitter headquarters. Like I heard that he showed up like with a kid there, right? With a kid with him, right? One of his kids, the toddler, the one with Grimes.
He's got so many.
I didn't see that exactly.
I feel like anytime Elon Musk passes, someone under the age of 10, he's like, "Is that my kid?"
No, that's Nick Cannon.
Oh yeah, him and Nick Cannon are not single-handedly, but the two of them are repopulating the earth by themselves, pretty much.
Yeah, they're going to be the Genghis Khan in 500 years. Like looking back, it's actually 2% of every person has Nick Cannon and or Elon Musk, sometimes both somehow in their system. Wouldn't be surprised.
So
they're gonna be that common ancestor.
So the real question, says North Arrow Coffee, is will Trump return or double down on Truth Social?
I think there's a buyout. I think they'll merge.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I've already heard talk of Twitter, now that Elon owns it, merging with things like Rumble and Gab and stuff like that anyway. So I think Tom's right. I think there could be a merger between some of these. And I think that Trump will hold out until there's a merger because he'd totally tank it.
Otherwise.
Yeah, he'd totally tank his own company if he didn't.
Yeah, that's true. He did post on Truth Social saying he's so very proud of Elon and doing all the things, but like the post said, he's doubling down. He says, I'm very happy with Truth. I don't have he implied he didn't have any intention to go back. The idea of a merger is very interesting. There was that meme that Elon Musk briefly posted in regards to the fusion of Parler with
Mhm.
The Three
Twitter with
Musketeers
Elon.
with Kanye and
And
Trump.
there was that. That was a different one, but the one I'm talking about was like the Dragon Ball fusion.
Yeah.
meme. It was they
Oh,
were going to
yeah.
become one. He deleted that shortly thereafter, either for legal reasons or maybe he just felt he was sending the wrong message. But it's definitely a really interesting thing. And as a proud member of Parler, I mean, I could be really excited to see what happens with that one right there.
How do we feel about some of these free speech platforms going away and merging with our old enemy?
Are they going away though? If they merge under a banner of actual free speech, are they going away?
Well,
Because as far as I know, Parler's has censored just as many people lately as what they're saying that Twitter's new guidelines would. It's not going to be that different.
I
Like they
think
do have
what
some censorship of like extreme content. Like old days of Parler was like Wild Wild West Parler.
I remember.
Yeah.
It's just go ahead.
I think what I mean is, what if Elon isn't trustworthy? What if he comes in, merges with everybody, and then says, "Oh, actually, it's going to be worse than ever before."
Like some sick game of Agario.
Yeah.
No, I mean, in all honesty, I think that's definitely a possibility. The problem with these platforms these days is that they're all kind of running off of the AWS or like this wider internet, which Jack Dorsey has been lamenting about for years now, is that it's just a select group of big companies that run all the content moderation. It's
Right.
like Apple, you can't be on the App Store unless you do this, this, and this. Google, you can't be on the Play Store unless you do this, this, and this. We won't let you appear in Google search unless you do this, this, and this. These larger companies have all the cards. So even if we've got Gab and Getter, Truth Social, and Rumble, and Parler, and Locals doing all their own things, if they want to get an app on the App Store, they want to get hosted on search platforms, or they might even want to still let internet service providers connect to them, because yes, things as crazy as that can happen because they have control of the pie too. They have to adhere to these certain types of rules, which is something we need to get around if we're ever going to have a truly free internet again.
Well, and they just band together, and then they don't get hit with anything from Congress when they all shut down Parler on the same day, or when all these companies shut down Trump or Alex Jones or whatever on the same day. Like they have all this like antitrust stuff that's not going on, where they can shut down the ISPs, they can shut down the app stores and do all this together. So like I don't know. Like I feel like Twitter's going to have to become bigger than some of those. Maybe even have their own servers or have their own way to get around this stuff.
It's definitely an idea.
Yeah, there was some talk about them actually doing blockchain, but not sure how difficult that would be to try to transition the company over to something like that. Now, something that came out of this whole Twitter thing was the memes, of course, and.
Got some great memes. Yeah. There's a whole page on Not the Bee that just kind of collected some of my favorite memes. This one's let's see.
What a great use of that video.
The bird is free. Yeah, we got this one. I love the Conan the Barbarian. It says, Elon, what is best in life? To buy Twitter, to see the executives driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of the woke. So, have you guys had a favorite meme this week?
The real life meme where that guy pretended to be an executive on his way out, and then Elon tweeted he got what he deserved.
Wait, no, he did?
Yeah.
No, is it that one there?
Yeah. So there was
Where
a couple
he
of
had to
people
go back. He had to figure out what he had to go tell his wife and husband.
There's a couple people that came out and pretended to be getting fired from Twitter, and one of them had a Michelle Obama book in his thing. There's a whole thing about it. Let me see if I can. I think this is a video here.
Some dude with a box.
It's just a dude. I guess
One guy
not
pretended to be last name Ligma, and the other one would pretend to be last name Johnson.
Well, and what's great? Yes.
That's what they did. They were dressed
better,
up for it. It was a whole prank.
Yeah, it's these two guys, and what's even better about this is they fooled the top journalist of our age.
It was CBS, I believe.
Taylor Lorenz, who said she
okay,
was
hold on. You cannot market Taylor Lorenz as the top journalist of our
He's
age.
being sarcastic.
Yeah, this is a little bit of sarcasm. She said, "Gutted by their firing. What it means for Twitter? Please tell Mr. Ligma to connect with me on LinkedIn." How do you fall for Mr. Ligma, comma
done.
Ball S?
Elon tweeted.
Tweeted.
That's what it's going to be now. Ligma Johnson had it coming.
Yeah.
Eggplant emoji.
Had it coming. Yeah, he's funny. Damn it. I knew I was going to do that. I told you I got the new mic arm and it's not where it's supposed to be normally. Oh my gosh. Just keep hitting it.
At least you have those regeneration powers, so you're good.
I'm glad that we can replay that later.
Yeah.
That might just be a short.
Nah, it doesn't need to be. That's all fine. Can I give you a middle claw?
I think that was next.
Maybe like X23.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So no, how do you I'm not dressed up as a Mormon.
Okay, I've been sitting here. I've been wondering what you are.
When I first saw it, I thought it was Book of Mormon, but I read his name tag, so it says Jim Halpert.
Jim Halpert, The Office.
Got it. I have never watched that show.
You've never watched The Office?
Nope. No.
We have so many references we do here on the show about The Office.
Yeah, it's kind of a thing going around that every time I go on somebody's I go on somebody's show, I have not seen anything.
Please, no.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chandler.
No Lord of the Rings, no The Office.
You've never watched Lord of the Rings either?
No, I have not. Nope, I have not.
Oh no.
Wow.
Total zoomer over here.
I haven't seen the Star Wars original trilogy. I've only seen the prequels and the sequels.
Did you guys miss when he said he grew up and missed The Apprentice?
Yeah.
Are you guys expecting him to see older things?
I came of age in like the
Yes.
2010s, man. That was my time right there. So it's like
Yeah, he's a boy that uses the term coming of age, so you know he's a young guy.
I'm still an old soul.
Old.
There you
Aw.
go.
There you go.
I'm just kidding, buddy.
Oh my gosh. My cheeks are hurting still.
I just love offending like the people that watch these shows. Are like, oh my gosh, he hasn't seen this, and somebody in the chat saying ban this man. It happens every time. I love it. I love it. Triggering everybody.
Chandler's officially banned from this day forth.
So true. So true.
Oh, shout out to Gain Trust.
Nice. Hey, Game.
What's up, Game Trust? What do you guys think about this council though? Like, do you think this is the smart move for Elon to do, to wait?
No.
So we kind of touched on it earlier, but I don't think anybody really gave their opinion on it.
Oh, sorry. It's the smart thing. I just don't like it.
I don't either. Yeah.
That is my
Same here.
exact opinion.
Yeah. You know, I think there should be some type of criteria for if they were going to, if before convening a council, if anybody that was banned, that was not involved in anything that was banned for violent or sexual stuff. And there's a lot of people that are probably banned off there for like kiddie porn and stuff like that. So we definitely don't want those people back.
Right.
But people that are, were banned for saying mean words, those people should be allowed back.
Yeah, like what if Elon just posted like new Twitter, who dis, and then says, hey, if you have been banned before, you can come back, like use this link to log in. He can email all the accounts that weren't banned for anything illegal, and then they have the option to come back. And then he doesn't have to force anyone. Accounts don't just get reopened, but if they want to come back, they can. And I'll come back, I think, 9 times over.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Go ahead.
I'm sure if they created some sort of form, cookie joke. If they created some sort of form that, like, if they wanted to make it a more regulated process, which I wouldn't support either, but I'd say it's better than some sort of council deciding. But if they made some sort of form where you just type in what your ban date was, what you were supposedly banned for, because there was a lot of people who were banned just to be banned, like ban evasion. Like there's some people who were banned for words. I can understand that, but some people were banned for ban evasion. Meanwhile, they were on their very first account. That type of thing, they just need to get that through as quick as possible, I'd say.
Yeah, my original account was banned because I called Mary Trump a tard.
Frank, someone in the margins here is asking if you
fair.
have Kool-Aid in your hair. Better set the record straight.
No Kool-Aid. No Kool-Aid was used.
I will say this: they definitely did undo some of the censorship, like the automatic censorship type stuff. Because I've noticed a lot of people, including Abby and myself, who have reposted stuff that we originally were banned for, kind of as a test, just kind of as a big middle finger to the left, and it's totally cool. Like I think my biggest tweet this week was basically saying that it's actually misgendering to call Ellen Page a man.
Oh no.
That's the real definition of misgendering.
That's real misgendering.
It is like literally that is
So true.
Yeah. So
What were you gonna say?
Should we be not? So if now that Elon would understand that whole trans thing, would he now, if he was gonna employ the same rules against them, would all the trans people be banned because they're using the wrong pronoun for themselves?
I mean, I think I'm okay with this.
Would it just be like an Order 66 and they all just get wiped out?
Real Truth Cactus with the first super chat of the night. Thank you, Real Truth Cactus.
Thank you so much.
All I want to say is I understood that reference.
Because he's seen the prequels, just not the originals. So don't talk about anything with Han Solo.
Yeah.
Who?
Who? Oh, damn it.
You mean Ben Solo, the guy from the new movies? What's his name?
That's
Kylo Ren. That's the Solo I know.
Oh
You
no.
get out.
I'm just triggering. I'm triggering.
I don't know
Just-
how I feel about the hope we have for the next generation.
We
You
went
mean a
to
new
Oh no, what happened?
He got out.
Oops. Go on.
we went to
This user has been suspended for misinformation.
yeah. I think we need to implement our own misinformation and misgendering policy.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Are you guys the new disinformation governance board? Is that what you all are?
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
So you guys, I have a serious question. What do you think the trans suicide rate is going to do? How many points is it going to climb with this? Because if I could invest in this like a stock, I would. Unfortunately, with the whole Twitter thing, like that number's going to peg.
Listen. As funny as that is, Generation Z is the generation that appeals to that the absolute most, and so this is a problem and a thing that I'm going to have to worry about probably for the rest of my life. It's going to be a major thing that I'm going to have to contend with. It's going to affect policy. It's going to be their own minority group that make the choice to be a minority group, which just baffles me. But either way, it's a sad and funny thing, but it's quite serious too. And I hate to hear it. I really do.
You know what though? I wonder how, like you say, you'll have to contend with your whole life. I honestly wonder how long they can suppress the truth, because the actual truth is, if you look at the statistics and the numbers, is that the suicide rate climbs in accordance with how many people are being trans, how many people are buying into this thing. The more people that search this stuff, the more people that get on the hormone treatment, the more people that mutilate their bodies, they're putting themselves into a category of people who are going to at 41% suicide attempt rate. So how long can they keep lying about that and say, actually, it's not that the fact that we're pushing this stuff, it's not the fact that we're mutilating kids and putting them on hormones and doing all these terrible things to them. I honestly think if there's any justice in the world and if there's any arc of truth coming out, we're going to see this be the next lobotomy. And lobotomies didn't stick around for 50, 60, 70 years. It was a terrible thing we did to young kids for a time. The whole psychiatric community said it was a wonderful thing and they praised it. And then now we look back, wow, were we not barbarians in the past? Look at our ancestors, look at our grandparents that were barbarians. They literally stuck devices in kids' noses and messed up their brains. We're doing like that now, just way worse.
Oh yeah, my COVID test didn't do that at all.
I think we're all lobotomized with the COVID test a little bit.
Yeah, and the most insane thing about the whole ideology in that is they say, well, the reason there's so many trans suicides is because culture attacks them and nobody is welcoming. But that, what you just said, analytically speaking, there disproves all that, because the more there are within that community, you would think the more nationally or culturally accepted it would be, which would in turn make the rate of suicide go down, right? You would think if what they were saying was true. However, that's not true. The more there are, as you were saying, the more they are killing themselves, because they are arriving at a point where it's like, well, either I've already acknowledged that I've made a mistake and there's no turning back, like some people are, or it's just like, I'm not satisfied. I don't feel like I'm a girl enough. They look in the mirror, they see like a strong jawline or something, or they still got an Adam's apple and say, I can't do any more surgeries. So what choices do I have left? It's a really sad thing to imagine.
An $80,000 a year bill on top of that.
It's the ultimate attention grab. I can only get so much attention for so long until the next big thing is, hey, who's going to come to my funeral? Like, people have that sick exercise in their head of like, who would come if I died tomorrow? Who would come to my funeral? Because they want to feel good about themselves. And I think this is kind of what it is. It's like the ultimate cry for help that goes too far. It's just sick. And I don't think it's going to go away anytime soon, even with the suicides. Ben Shapiro, not to pull something from him, but Ben Shapiro made a good point that during during the worst slave times in the southern United States, or what would have been, there were not suicide rates like you see in the trans community. And so you got to wonder who's got it worse. They can't possibly claim to be having life worse than slaves on a plantation.
Oh, that's
so something else has got to give.
Worse than Holocaust survivors too. But also,
there you go. That's what that maybe is what he had said.
He said it's both. It's both. It's worse than both. But also, like what Chandler was saying, it's not just that we accept people and they're going to stop killing themselves. We've proven that that's not true. What we're also not talking about is that 98% of these kids who have gender dysphoria at some point in their life, who are confused about their sexuality, their gender, because they've been fed a bunch of BS because they're going through puberty and it's weird and they don't feel normal in their body, like every single person who's ever been through puberty. they grow out of that. And if we don't let them grow out of it, we put them on hormones, we mutilate them. Now we've put that person who was a 98% chance to grow out of that into a pool of 41% suicide attempt rate. We are creating the suicide epidemic.
Yeah, and the more information we can get out there, the more free speech we have, the more we're able to talk about these things, the more detransitioners speak out, the more we get legislation in place to stop minors from making these decisions so early. I think those numbers will actually go down. Also, fun fact, I have COVID.
Yeah, gross. I don't want to be next to you on the screen, actually.
I'll take
Does
it.
that come through the
I'm a super
internet?
Twitter.
Yes, that's why we have to wear masks. That's why Fauci had told us that we had to wear masks during Zoom meetings. And thank you to Waffle Salter, by the way.
Thank you, Waffle Salter.
I have a half and half tonight.
I'm just drinking lemonade.
What do you got, Labby?
I have no alcohol tonight.
Theraflu.
I'm trying to.
Theraflu.
I have like regular old apple cider and water.
I've got a Founder's Christmas beer because it was on sale because it's probably from last year's Christmas time. So
No,
it's actually pretty good though. You know, I'm just like everybody else though. It's not even the end of October. We got to prepare for Christmas. So I decided I was going to drink a Christmas beer before Halloween. Yeah.
I've just got a
You
tall Red
monster.
Bull with sugar.
Yeah.
I want to say real quick about Waffle Salter. I just want to shout out Waffle Salter again really quick because Waffle Salter is the first person to subscribe to the Conspiracy Pilled Locals as a 6-month subscription. So I saw that earlier. So thank you a ton, Waffle Salter. Really
Nice.
appreciate
That's
that.
really, really
that's
generous.
awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's really nice. My locals community is in the description if anybody wants to share the love.
Yes.
What I wanted to say real quick for Miss Chick-fil-A AOC, the absolute best way to beat COVID isn't ivermectin, isn't getting some jab, it's getting a good night's sleep. And what better way to do that than using code CRUMP over at mypillow.com to get yourself some pillows, blankets, sheets, slippers, and this amazingly stylish beanie for the upcoming winter season. I mean, come on. What better deal is there than that?
I didn't know we were at that part of the show where we got to get to talk about stuff. If you guys like Christmas coming up and you want some good T-shirts to give to your friends and family, the best way to give a Last American Pubcast T-shirt from our wonderful store that we have that PJ is going to pull up for us here. I thought he had ready.
I'm like furiously typing as you're running the ad.
While you all wait for PJ to do that, of course, grab links in the description below of however you're watching. Like, share, subscribe, and continue to help the channel and all on it grow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So over at Bonfire, I'll drop the link below, and you guys can also get it from our solo.co/Last American Pubcast or in this description or anything like that. You guys can pick up some T-shirts, sweaters, all that good stuff. Yeah, I'm not wearing mine tonight because I'm dressed up as well, I'll let you guys figure it out. But
Oh gosh.
The guy who killed Black Lives Matter.
yeah, that's right.
He was racist and he killed the Kangs. Terrible.
The guy who shot into a crowd and somehow only hit a pedophile. And
He sprayed more than 30 bullets, is what I heard on MSNBC.
He went Rambo in the streets of Kenosha, just dun, 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 dun.
I heard he used a grenade launcher. That's why there was so much fire and explosions.
He did $2 billion worth of damage in 2020.
In one night, he did all that.
He also fired past all of the pedophiles he was hitting and burned down an orphanage with his incendiary, fully semi-automatic AR-15 bullets.
Kyle Rittenhouse later
AR-47
embezzled
bullets.
$6 million through different property transactions.
He later on that same night went to Washington, D.C., burned down a church, and then put the White House on lockdown. Can you believe it?
Yeah,
What an
Trump had to
asshole.
go to the
Incredible.
bunker because of it.
He was probably behind January 6th.
Let's get him back on the stand. Got more questions for this guy.
How did he do it?
Oh, he actually literally did destroy Black Rifle Coffee Company, but they kind of did that to themselves.
Oh yeah, I want to pull up this comment while we're all
He
shilling
exposed them,
stuff.
is what it was.
So
Yeah.
the reason my costume is slightly better than Kyle Rittenhouse's original costume is because I didn't get dropped by BRCC. I just never bought Black Rifle Coffee because I was going to northarrowcoffee.co and using code PJ10 to get 10% off, which is like way better than Black Rifle Coffee Company. I'm just saying. So
If you don't want to use code PJ10, there's another code that is better, and that is Abby10. Just to throw that out there.
Tom, I don't think we have any codes.
My code is Tom69.
Nice.
works 60% of the time. Every time.
I mean,
You
why
use
go
code
there?
Trump.
No, well, I don't drink coffee, but if you do want to use code Crump, I think they have coffee over on mystore.com. Not to advertise a competitor, but hey, your choice is yours. You want to support Mike Lindell?
Removing this guy. I'm removing him.
That's terrible. I probably should get in touch with
So
them.
sorry.
Coffee
I think that was technically racist, Abby.
Oh yeah, she needs to go.
she needs a timeout.
Yeah, I'm actually above her on the intersectional totem pole.
Yeah.
True.
I'm an oppressed black male. I don't even know.
Oh,
Yeah. Hey,
goodness.
Abby, what do you
I'm
identify
Latina.
as?
Listen, I've never heard of that.
Latinas are
Are you
white
talking about
adjacent now.
the breakfast taco? Are you a
Do you mean
breakfast?
Latinx?
I'm a breakfast taco.
Woo!
So
Kidding, I'm very white.
talking about breakfast tacos, have you guys seen the story about Myra Flores? She was
Story.
so you guys are familiar with Myra Flores, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, she's the first Republican that Elon voted for. Wink.
Right. So she was the first Mexican-born congresswoman from
Yep,
her, whatever.
that's right.
But she was rejected by the Congressional Hispanic Caucus.
That's true.
And it says down here that the caucus's website does not state that only Democrats are allowed to join. However, caucus spokesman Sebastian Rora told the Texas Tribune that the caucus bylaws prohibit Republicans from joining. So she gets into Congress, tries to join the Hispanic caucus, but it's not really the Hispanic caucus; it's the Hispanic Democrat caucus. What do you guys think about this?
Well, this story is very close to me. She's going to be starting her own caucus, and I'm so excited for her. Her race was recently switched from a from a lean D to a toss-up, and it has now just become a lean right race. So predictions state that she might hold onto that seat, which was previously not what we thought would happen. And so I think her, along with Ana Polina in Florida, who is another Hispanic who's running and I think might just win, as well as many others. I can't even name all of them from all across America that are really stepping up and are providing this whole new big wave. I think it's going to be a really beautiful thing to see how this shapes up. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, like, how do you think the whole darn election's gonna go? What are your thoughts?
You're asking me?
Yep.
Yeah,
You're
I
our
mean,
guest.
like the midterms or just that race specifically?
the whole midterm.
Yeah, the midterms.
Whole shebang.
Well, I do. Not to
We want
advertise
every
myself.
single race.
yeah.
Yeah,
want
do you
everything
mind
to do that.
detailing it?
I
We'll
can
start
do
at the
that.
top.
One.
I can do that for some of the biggest races. We're talking about Arizona, Pennsylvania, and Georgia for the Senate races. Those are going to matter very heavily. Various House races, I don't need to get that specific because we're pretty sure it's going to be a really good red wave. We're seeing a lot of places, but gubernatorial and Senate races for Arizona. We're looking at Carrie Lake in the gubernatorial. She is absolutely smashing Katie Hobbs, polling, I think, 11 points ahead. Katie Hobbs refuses to debate Carrie Lake. Previously, in the last week, falsely accused Carrie Lake of having something to do with a burglary at her office. So Katie Hobbs is just struggling. As for the Senate race, Blake Masters and Mark Kelly is looking rather close. I think Blake and Mark are actually tied in the polls right now, which is going to be really, really interesting to see. Moving on to Pennsylvania, that gubernatorial race with, I believe it's Josh Shapiro and Doug Mastriano. Doug recently got a really big endorsement from somebody. I can't keep it on the top of my head. It's either Carrie Lake or somebody. And obviously, he has the Trump endorsement as well. So it's going to be something really important to keep an eye on. But I think the even higher profile race is Oz versus Fetterman, which I think will actually lead us into our next topic, because Oz and Fetterman just had a very big debate that was so bad that even Chuck Schumer had to admit to Joe Biden. He said, it was bad, but I don't think it hurt us. They know it was terrible. They really do.
Well, I think he came out swinging right out of the gate. Let's check out his opening remark of this debate.
Hi. Good night, everybody.
All right, take care.
Hi.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out, buddy.
Peace out. And that was the first 5 minutes of the debate right there. Like the moderators gave their intro and everything. And then they I think they might have asked one or two questions before that. And then they said, all right, Lieutenant Governor Fetterman, what would make you a good senator? First things first. Hi, and good night, everybody.
Does anybody know if his lump got any questions that night?
No, but it answered 3. It interrupted Dr. Oz a couple different times.
Doug
And so did
Mastriano.
Fetterman. There were a few different times where Fetterman tried to look like he was being strong and interrupting, but it looked like the guy with Tourette's that you try to ignore in church because he's screaming and the guy who just, no one's going to say anything. The gospel's being interrupted. Nope, just keep your eyes forward. It was like no one no one gave him any attention. And we all pretended that Fetterman wasn't there while he wasn't asked to speak.
You wanted to get rid of Social Security.
He keeps saying that. Like,
Doug
As a Social
Mastriano. It was just too good. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's see some more. This is bad. So let's see this.
No, here's what I think we have to fight about inflation here right now. That's what we need to fight about, inflation. And I believe that, again, my doctors, the real doctors that I believe in, they all believe that I'm ready to be served. That's like, he got his Pennsylvania house from his own inlays from $1.
Mr.
Wait, what?
From his own inlays.
What are inlays?
I think he's saying in-laws, but he's saying idlays.
My doctors say I'm ready to be served.
Oh, yeah, he says the real doctors, the doctors that I believe in. So, like, you have fake doctors who told you, dude, you cannot do this. And he's like, yeah, you're not real. You're in my head. And then he talks to the imaginary doctor in the corner, and he's like, okay.
They're the same doctors that said ivermectin. Sorry,
Dr.
what?
Nick from The Simpsons.
Yeah, I'm Dr. Nick.
It's like a cartoon Dr. Chipmunk in the corner that's talking to him just in his head.
Well, the fake doctors are the ones who said that ivermectin might actually help you with your COVID. And Waffle Soldier's got it right. The real doctor is Dr. Jill.
Dr. Jill told him he could run, so he's running.
Well,
So
Whoopi
we're all
Goldberg said that she should be the Surgeon General because she's such a great doctor.
I can't believe they said that.
We don't have to make comedy. The reason why the right is so funny is because the left is so obviously stupid on every single regard. We don't really need to make jokes half the time. We just regurgitate what they say in seriousness. Like, they say these things seriously. We say it back. Everybody laughs because they're like, oh, that can't be real. They do a little bit more research and realize these are the people we have on cable news networks. Not only that, but the people we have sitting in the White House saying these laughably stupid things.
This is
It's
why
scary.
This is why the Babylon Bee is so good, though, because all they do is say what the Democrats are saying 5 minutes from now, and they've been right. I think they said on their recently they're up to almost 75 or 80 predictions where they got entirely right. And my favorite, the most recent one, was they made this joke about M&M's identifying as Skittles, how they're going to have a trans purple M&M, but it was just a purple Skittle. And then M&M literally released a purple M&M for trans people.
No.
It's
Hold
sick.
on.
Yes.
It's sick.
Yeah,
It's when you observe.
I am
It's when
right
you
now.
observe the absurd. That's what comedy is. When you observe the absurd for what it is. Like, when you can laugh at something because it's ridiculous, they don't laugh. They think it's serious, and that's the difference. Like, we can look at something and laugh at it for being what it is. They look and say, how can we make this policy?
Hold on. I didn't think this was real. M&M's introduces new purple candy character. Conservatives are suggesting she's transgender.
It's the red M&M. It's the red M&M.
They said it was.
Purpley, the 6 current characters in M&M's lineup, melts in your mouth, not in your hand. And now LGBT says nation. And now conservatives are worried that the M&M is transgender. A new music video.
Wait, hold on. This article is misleading because I saw the advertisement from M&M saying it was for the transgender community. So they're trying to.
It was just for like a pink fat. It was a fat pink M&M. It was like the fat people. I thought it was a fat acceptance thing because Disney also has a fat ballerina thing. I thought they were all incoherent. That
was Amy Schumer's M&M special. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, but can we please have the plus size M&Ms? That would be so nice.
Yeah, they're
We
called
do.
peanut
They're
butter
just
M&Ms.
peanuts.
No,
But
I
those are
don't
the
want
peanut M&Ms.
peanut butter M&Ms. I want fat M&Ms.
Said no
with
one
no
ever.
peanut butter.
Plus size. I kind of agree with you. Plus size M&Ms actually does sound like a good idea.
You guys
What,
know you can
double
just
stuff?
eat more at a time, right?
Shut up, Tom.
That makes too much sense.
So,
I need them to be bigger.
speaking of not making sense, Paul Pelosi was hammered, recently this year, and he was pulled over for it. And he's back in the news for getting hammered again, but this time it wasn't from drinking and driving. It was from having guys in their underwear inside his house, and this story continues to become more wild.
Hold on, you're missing one of the hammerings. He got hammered driving his car. Then he got hammered by this thing, and then he had a fight with the guy who was hammering with the hammer in his house in his underwear after 2 a.m.
Now you know why Nancy doesn't stick around at the house. That's why she's not around, because he does weird stuff like this.
That's why she
That's
drinks
just-
so much.
So much.
I would bet it's that, and I mean, they have statements from all the neighbors saying that they see him continuously bringing men in half his age, that it's an ongoing occurrence, that it's like a normal thing to be seeing. They also say that they saw this David DePape kid at the house coming in and out multiple times, and that's not a pun, multiple times, that's not a euphemism, at the house. And the neighbors all saw it. So they all said, hey, we saw this guy coming and going. And now they expect, it's preposterous to think that they're going to try to get away with saying this is a B&E or an invasion or a home intruder or anything like that other than a sexual escapade gone wrong.
All I know is I'm going to keep double P on my list of people to stay away from.
Stay away from PP, Chandler. Yeah.
But the original, the way they tried to frame this story at the beginning was it was a MAGA Republican extremist who had launched this attack upon the Pelosi's.
You want to know why they do that? I think it's because they expect that we will all go, yeah, great. And we'll have some reaction like Nancy's daughter did with Rand Paul. And they'll get you on the record cheering for them to be attacked, even when they really weren't. And then it doesn't matter what the story is, like Juicy Smollett, because your reaction means more. That's what they said for him. So I think they'll come out, even though they know it's a lie, and they know you're going to find out, but they're still going to say, hey, we were attacked, because they want, PJ from Wartime Propaganda to say, good, she should be attacked on his new Twitter and then get banned, even though that's not what happened. That's kind of why I think they do that.
I think sorry, go ahead.
I think it's that, but I think it's also the timing with Elon taking over Twitter. The very first thing they put out was like, look at what he's been posting on his social media. Look how what people post on social media makes them act in real life. Look how dangerous it is for this free speech platform.
Then it came out he was a left-wing nudist vegetarian, so that didn't really fly. And you know what's funny about this is I feel like there was two Republican responses. There was the one that was like, oh, great, now we've got to deal with this, and we got to try to be like, it's not all of us, it's not, what we're saying on social media, stop this stuff. Like the people were, clenching and being ready to be screwed. And then there's the rest of us who are going, this is Juicy Smollett 2.0. This is definitely
3.0.
Yeah, 3 point. Well, how many at this point, honestly? And then you've got, I think this tweet from Pedro Gonzalez actually gives a more realistic first take of what was going on here than what was put out by the media. He says, Paul Pelosi's alternative theories, these are more likely than what the media says. One, MK Ultra subject containment breach. And Ed Buck
the numbers,
scenario.
what do they mean?
Dude, it's number 3. It's number 2 and 4. It's a combination.
Yeah, exactly. And then it says disgruntled male escort, which I think is probably the most likely. Or 4, or 2 and 4, or 1 and 4, I guess, is escaped human sacrifice survivor. I think those are all much more likely.
I want to lay out what I think it was.
He escaped.
David DePape. He's a useful idiot in town. The Pelosi's have him as a connection because Paul Pelosi's a weird, dude, into some weird stuff. And so having a bunch of different men over and doing the eyes wide shut kinds of parties where they don't just have sex, it's got to be what did what's her nuts say from the Transformers movies? Megan Fox said that she does blood rituals.
She says she says her and Machine Gun Kelly drink each other's blood, but don't worry, it's for ritual purposes only.
Yeah, me too. So the whole thought is there, if Pelosi's doing that with this guy and they're using drugs, and then the guy says, wait, I don't want to be strapped down, I don't want to have a hammer, and he's like, oh, you didn't know you're going to be sacrificed tonight, and they think it's all cool, but this guy breaks free, grabs the hammer, then you're looking at exactly the situation the police come upon. How did he get away from a home invader by asking to go to the bathroom, Paul Pelosi, and then casually go to the bathroom and make the call, hey, 911, can you come over? My friend is having a problem. You wouldn't call a home invader your friend, and you wouldn't be naked with him playing double hammers.
Yeah.
Double hammer. Oh.
I will say this, though. If Paul Pelosi got hit in the head with a hammer, he would only slur about half as much as his wife.
Might set him straight.
Yeah. He'd still have better speech than him or John Fetterman.
And it kind of is backed up by the fact that it's supposed that Paul Pelosi is Nancy Pelosi's designer and her stylist. When asked, who helps you pick out your clothes? She says, oh, Paul, he's such a great, he knows what he's doing.
The signs were there.
It's an odd thing that you see these couples that are made couples in Hollywood and in the elite circles. They changed it again. I saw it the first time with two of them pointing at each other. This is new.
I want to know why we're supposed to believe that a MAGA Republican cares about attacking Paul Pelosi.
We're not.
Like, of all the people for us to go after, Paul Pelosi?
I think it's to taunt us because we know better, but we're going to watch a bunch of idiots fall for this. And then they're winking at you like, see what we can make them believe? It's not factual and it's backed up by nothing, but we can get them to believe it.
Right.
Yeah, and weren't there claims going around that the dude broke into the house and said, where's Nancy? Where's Nancy? Didn't they try this in January 6th? Didn't they say the exact same thing?
Same script,
a year and a half
Where
ago?
is
Good point.
Where is she?
Yeah, AOC.
Chandler makes a very good point. That's the exact same script. Verbatim.
Chick-fil-A OC, can you do your impression for us? How that went down in your office? That was not at the Capitol building.
I knew I was gonna die that night. They were coming by and I hid behind my desk. I mean the lectern and yeah.
Can I get you a tissue? Are you gonna be okay?
Listen.
I'm really the ghost of AOC because she died on January.
So this was the other theory that Ivan hints at, and this is what I talked about earlier too. It's a joke, but is it to think that Nancy and Hillary aren't so different, and that if you embarrass Nancy Pelosi right before a midterm election, you get in trouble? He had a little Chinese girl or something in the back of his car. He had some small minor in the back of his car when he got in an accident, when he got his DUI, and no one has to look into that until after the midterms. And so I'm curious to know, would Nancy just say, get rid of him? And then, someone goes over there and maybe the attacker attacks both of them. Maybe those two guys were having a problem. Maybe it was Paul Pelosi. No, maybe it's Paul Pelosi hiding with David DePage in the bathroom, and they say, I have a problem with my friend. You got to come over. And they're hiding from the Black Ops assailant, the assassin that Nancy sent.
What you say there with the Asian in the back seat reminds me, or I don't know if you said trunk or something, reminds me of Hunter Biden back in the day.
I don't know if I gave her the back seat. We put her in the trunk.
It reminds me of Hunter Biden back in the day when he was texting, talking about no yellow. It's like, that must be a difference of opinion they have, Paul Pelosi and Hunter Biden. I'm like, oh, okay then.
So I want to ask, while we have Chandler here, do you guys recall any of us hearing and reading about on like 4chan pages or green texts in like 2016, 2015, well before Q, well before the election or any of these things, well before Trump ran, where there were like high profile stories that would be repeated, like copy pastas, that would be Secret Service talking about high profile senators and the stories and the messes they'd have to clean up. And you can go and look up some of these are like, I had to go, and the guy is writing, as a Secret Service agent, I had to go to a town in Colorado where the son of a high-profile senator was staying. He had killed a prostitute. He didn't mean to. We had to take care of the body. We took it to here. We took it to there. And he talks about this like as if it's normal business. I wonder if they always were referring to Hunter Biden, because now we see him, and I'm like, well, shit. It all makes sense. It was either Mitt Romney's kid or Hunter Biden or Joe Biden's kid. One of the two. I don't know if anyone else has heard that, but someone can go dig those up. It's not like it's too old.
Yeah, Hunter Biden's been falling off the deep end for like the better half of a decade now, so I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever. The dude is dirty.
Yeah, ever since his brother got killed in Iraq, and then again after he got home from brain cancer, and then died again from another type of cancer from shitters or something.
Has anyone's brother died as much?
No.
Bo Biden got cancer when he was doing all the particle acceleration in CERN projects, I thought.
Yeah, while he was curing cancer the first time.
Yeah.
They were trying to change what timeline we were on, and John McCain and Bo and a bunch of other people got glioblastomas as a result.
Oops.
Talk about a flashpoint right there.
I love how this stream just devolves into conspiracy pilled. Like, sorry guys, you thought you were getting the podcast.
Well, that's all conversation nowadays, right? Have you had a conversation at the grocery store with someone, like you reach for something? Oh, sorry, you go ahed. And they're like, no, you. It's not like we're gonna live through the end of this year anyway. And you're like, oh God, okay.
And then you stand there for 20 minutes talking about how all the crazy things going on.
Yeah, you're like, eggs are $6 a dozen now. You should just call me. I have 7 in my backyard. You start making swaps.
Swap me.
Right.
Yeah, I actually got some
bread
goats
now as a result.
Get some milk for you.
Talking about the whole cancer thing. We didn't cover this last week. I think we pulled the story up and never got to it. Did you guys see that Moderna says they're going to release a cancer vaccine now?
Well, does it just give you cancer directly?
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Just inject the cancer into you.
Last I knew, that's not how cancer works.
Yeah,
no, it's definitely not. There's no, like, but
they just can't go outside and cough on somebody and give somebody cancer. It doesn't work that way.
Are we going to question the vaccine industry?
The vaccines are 100% safe and effective at reducing the transmission and possible death before COVID-19 and or cancer.
Thank you, Chandler, for setting us straight.
Yes, thank you. Also,
there's like the more you know.
Now you have to do your other line, which is that you're against Big Pharma. That's Joe Biden's 2 lines: is take the vaccine and I'm against Big Pharma.
Or what about John Fetterman saying, I'm against fracking? I've never been against fracking.
But I support
fracking. In the same debate. Yeah, that was...
in the same sentence.
Same sentence.
Same breath, no comma.
Yes.
I heard
Oh my
the cancer vaccine's going to come with a microchip and a 666 tattoo.
And a kitty
Can't wait.
toy on the side.
Yeah.
Also,
well,
you get
that
free
too.
cheeseburgers and a donut from
Krispy Kreme.
They'll give you an adult Happy Meal.
See,
Oh.
Krispy Kreme can give you a free donut because you have to find one first. Have you guys seen a Krispy Kreme in the last 5 years?
I have like a bunch
Yeah,
around
there's
where I
one
live.
down the street.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you live in Alaska or something, my friend?
I never see them anymore. That's so
I haven't-
weird. I thought they were just gone. Because we
Kyle's
used to
from
have a few
Wisconsin.
around me
It's
and they're all
basically
gone.
Alaska.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go. All they have is cheese.
I live in Michigan, but yeah,
Hey.
no, you're right. There is one over.
No, but
over by where
Kyle
you're
is
at.
from
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
Here in
Oh, that's right.
Scranton, we got plenty of Krispy Kremes. Let me tell you.
That's great. I'm just a kid from Scranton,
Well,
and
we had one. We had one, and they burned it down.
they burned down a
That
Wendy's in
glaze
Atlanta.
burns fast.
Yes,
All
it
that sugar
does.
goes up.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. Some guy he overdosed on fentanyl, and then everything burnt down. It was really strange.
I heard he's a saint now, though.
Yeah.
Can you guys imagine if it were the other way around and his name was like Floyd George and it was just like some white guy that got shot and no one cared, it didn't matter.
Trump would
mean,
probably
moved
still be
on.
president right now if that happened.
You mean like every other day?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You hear his family is now suing Kanye for defamation because
Yeah, well,
they heard
not-
it worked with Alex Jones.
They threatened it. They said, we want to sue. And then someone was like, you can't actually sue him. And they're like, we cease and desist.
Now,
I thought. Go ahead,
Go ahead.
Frank.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I thought they were actually gonna go through with it because of the Alex Jones thing. I thought, this is obviously the next phase of we tried, we're already doing the FBI raiding everybody, including anybody who ever prayed in front of an abortion clinic. Now that we've got the Alex Jones precedent, the second Alex Jones precedent after banning people off of Twitter and Facebook and everything all at once, now we're just gonna sue everybody for defamation if they say anything at all that we don't like. So I thought it was gonna go through because of that.
Yeah, same.
Now, the story that I saw that I thought was pretty good, Abby actually put a spotlight on it. I'm going to pull it up
Oh,
here.
wow. Don't sound so surprised,
Oh
Frank.
no,
Abby can come up with good
no,
stuff.
not this person.
Every once in a
Please.
while.
So,
Oh, no,
Abby,
wait. Do you guys want to say, Abby, you thought that I looked like this person?
I said that
I was
actually, so it's fair.
But he's right.
I thought Dylan Mulvaney would have been a great costume for Tom tonight. That's all I'm saying.
I
don't think
was
you're
just
string bean
minding
armed,
my
but yeah.
business, scrolling through TikTok, seeing what's up, and Instacart paid to put this ad in front of me, so I screen grabbed it.
What?
I think
Okay.
if I make my face any bigger, it might look like her.
you want to go ahead and play it, Abby?
Go for it.
on Instacart that y'all can shop to get my dream sleepover experience. Speaking of, my order is here. I have the delivery. First things first, skincare. And I'm warning you beforehand.
Hold on, can you
I
pause
eat
this?
mostly junk food, but
Has anybody seen Silence of the Lambs? And he stays in the Silence of the Lambs face for the rest of the video. Yeah.
Can't do
Like
this anymore.
in that bag, I just want to know, is it some fava beans and a nice Chianti? Because if it's not, I'm disappointed.
Well, let's find out.
Yeah, let's find out.
we're having a sleepover, so it's allowed.
I don't want to sleep over.
Oh, it's hot. It's hot.
Selfish.
I still have room in my dessert stomach, so we're having ice cream. I think we start with prank calls and then put a finger down. Then we'll go around and manifest all of our dreams and goals for the rest of the year. Then a rom-com, and then we can paint our nails, and we're going to stay up all night long. Visit the link in my bio to shop Dylan's Sleepover Essentials via Instacart now.
Is there a
I missed,
hotline
a
I
few,
can call?
I missed
for...
a few pedophiles in Kenosha.
grift.
That's my fault.
Thank you. I feel like I feel assaulted. I violated. That's the word I'm looking for after what I just experienced right there. And keep in mind, that is the ideal wife for a Gen Z man right there. That's what they're saying. Truly, like that's my future wife right there. Apparently.
Here's
Because,
what Abby wrote. She said, never use Instacart again. Dylan Mulvaney is a man pretending all it takes to be a woman is to act shallow and foolish with childish mannerisms.
Well, he's got to
Correct.
start, but that's not all.
Yay.
Oh, was there more to that? I'm sorry.
No, please, no more. I've actually somehow avoided hearing that person's voice until now. I've seen his face over and over again on my feed. I'm like, not even watching it. I think I saw that ad on. No, I haven't even seen that ad yet, but I've seen that face on TikTok. Instant scroll. I scroll like 3 times just to make sure. I skip out on every video after that just to make exactly sure. And now I finally heard that person's voice, and I'm actually scared. Like,
I'm
I
so
would like to
sorry.
posit this as a theory. He's going to be great at grifting. He's going to be bad with taxes and money, and he's going to go to prison in about a decade for tax evasion, and he's going to make the best bride ever in prison.
He's going to be well liked in prison, that's for sure. Yeah, so I actually had a conspiracy theory about this guy. Oh, thank you, Waffle Salter.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Waffle.
appreciate that.
I got you.
The Waffle Salter.
Allow me to just.
I had a conspiracy theory about this because the grift is so egregious and so bad and so comical on its face that it seems more like a Babylon Bee video than a real thing. So I was like, okay, who is this person? Is this a grift? Is this person going to get in front of the White House, in front of Vanity Fair, in front of whoever else invited him, all these conferences about being a woman, that makeup place, whoever the hell that is that everybody should cancel.
Makeup place.
Yeah, he did a video
Ulta.
saying he said I can be a mother and I can get pregnant someday.
I am not buying makeup from them anymore because
I
of them
stopped
marketing
buying
to men.
makeup from Ulta after that. So my point was, I had a conspiracy theory that maybe that this was a grift, and at some point, like once he reached a certain level of fame, be like, do you guys realize how stupid you are? Like I've been prancing around saying I'm a girl, I like butterflies, and I'm a ditz. No, this guy's
Are you
always
thinking
been
it's like
this.
a supersize me, but it's like a
No.
transitize me? You think he's like doing it to see like what it's like a documentary?
I thought so, and then I
trolling
looked
us?
into this person's past, and this guy's been on Ellen in the past. He's been on like all of these. He's like a professional tap dancer before this. The guy is super flamboyant for the last like decade. So I was like, oh, I guess there's probably nothing to this. He probably does really believe this crap. So unfortunately, I was hoping that I could like break this conspiracy theory here and be like, oh yeah, but no.
Well, in some
Really
ways, it
awesome
doesn't matter.
performance artist.
You know,
Yeah,
I'm starting to think. Oh, go ahead.
I said in some ways it doesn't matter. He's already a gay guy. He's already announced that he's not getting surgery. So does it matter if he calls himself
Well,
a girl?
It would have mattered in my scenario if he was doing this to show people how stupid this is.
Well,
And then
yeah.
come out and be like, you really believe that I was a girl for the last 265 days? Like, you're idiots. Like, that's what I was hoping would happen, but that was just wishful thinking.
I don't think he thinks he's a girl. I think he knows that
Right.
it's the best next career move for him.
Right, but he's not going to come out and be like, I got you. Like, he's like,
Exactly.
it's so ridiculous on its face. I was hoping that it was like so like, because most people try a little bit,
Mhm.
and this guy feels like a caricature on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know.
I'm starting to think more and more that 6-year-old me was right. See, when I was 6 and I first heard about whatever being gay was somewhere, I think I heard it at like school or something. Kids were just arguing about it. Back then, when somebody called you gay, it was like an insult. I was like, what does that even mean? They
Still
said,
is.
yeah. And it said, oh, it's when you're the same gender, but you like the same gender. Like, okay. And so 6-year-old me was like, okay, well, if you like this, if you're a boy that likes boys, why don't you just be a girl then? That used to be the logic in my mind. And then I got older, I was like, okay, well, I guess you still want to be a boy and be with boys. That is what it is. But now it seems like 6-year-old me is really starting to get vindicated because a lot of these gay people that like the same gender are just be like, you know what, bump it. I'm gonna just be the opposite gender so that it'll be more normal or something like that. I'm so flamboyant, I'm so gay that I'm gonna be a girl instead. And I'm starting to wonder if I really grew up or if I regressed because it seems like 6-year-old me's logic was infallible.
The world has regressed. That's the answer.
The world became
has
6-year-old Chandler Crump is the problem.
regressed.
There you go.
It's interesting though because
We're living in your fever dream.
Please
a lot of
no.
these parents who are pushing this on their kids are terrified of having gay kids, and so they're like, I would rather have a gay daughter than I'm sorry, a straight daughter than to have a gay son. And so I think
You'll
You're
have
not
someone-
going to have either, though.
You just get a mutilate. I'm
Well, yeah.
100% sure that no dad is thinking, well, my son came out to me, so I'd rather him lop his nuts and ding off, and then we'll just make him a chick. I don't think a guy is thinking
I don't
that.
think so either. I think that they're so bought into the trying to be, appease everybody crowd that
Yeah.
it's.
I think
it's
they're
so
all
toxic.
pedophiles. They just don't recognize it yet in them. They think
we
of their
have-
kids sexually because they want
Hmm.
themselves to be involved in their kid's sexuality. They already, before
That's
their kid
weird.
is hitting puberty, want their kid to change its sexuality, and that means they have to be involved. Why?
Hmm.
Yeah, that's
Point.
super creepy.
Point.
So check this out. This happened today. Man, it's a story. Rumble posted this immediately prior to the elections. One of, if not the largest conservative YouTuber, just got another strike preventing him from streaming till after the elections. This is Steven Crowder. Got his second strike over on YouTube, preventing him from live streaming over on YouTube through the elections.
They're trying to balance the scales because of what Elon Musk did. I mean, we've seen the election interference for the last 6 years. Remember in 2016, it was election interference if you were allowed to say certain things on the internet that might sway an election or ban certain speech from, like it was one. When Trump got elected, it was that social media does affect elections. And then since then, it's been actually social media doesn't affect elections. We can ban anybody we want on any, whoever it is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like they're going DEFCON 3 on conservatives on
DEFCON,
social
yes.
media.
DEFCON 3.
Just clapping for you. Just clapping for you.
Because I can't.
That sounds very similar to something that happened to me actually just last year, and it helps explain what's behind me. Just a year ago, a couple friends and I released the song "Let's Go Brandon" on music platforms, and we
Yeah, you
also
keep a
released
drum like you're whom again?
"Keep a Drum Like I'm Nick Cannon." Hey, that was Bryson with that line. Really cool song. But we posted the music
Yeah,
video
but you were
up on
talking
all
about
of our.
Nick Cannon earlier, so I was trying to bring it
Yeah,
up. Anyways, go
tying
ahead.
it back in. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, okay. We posted the song on like YouTube and stuff, and we got community guideline strikes for it. But the funny thing was, is I got the exact community guideline strike on the night that I was actually going to do a live stream, because I do a scheduled stream on my YouTube channel. And that night, Rumble actually reached out to me and got me set up to stream on their platform. So it's really good that these platforms, these alt tech ones like Rumble, are standing by your right for free speech. I think it's a really great thing. But they will not hesitate, especially if they think it's going to be at a good time to get those bans going. And right at the height of Let's Go Brandon, they thought, oh, we just ban it now, it's not going to be a big thing. And well,
Do you want to give us a taste of what your lyric was and your part of the "Let's Go Brandon" song was?
am I going to do it a cappella here?
You want to drop a beat, Tom?
I'm not going to.
Oh,
I'm just a white kid from Kenosha.
You got,
Yeah, I'm from Scranton. I don't know how white you can get.
the kid
Chris
from
Mike's from
Kenosha,
Scranton too, though.
he loves those songs. The kid from Kenosha. It's good to know that he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great track. You can find it on all places. The funny thing is that they banned the song hard, and so if you sing into the lyrics, your channel can get a strike for it. They also banned the lyric page from it. There's a lyric aggregator called Genius where they have people put lyrics up there. They banned the song from the Genius. Like
Which is crazy
cannot
because
find it.
Joe Biden was even singing along to it just the other day at his rally.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree. It's a beautiful thing. It really is.
Second time he did that too. It's great. Yeah. Oh man.
I don't know.
YouTube will ban you opportunistically if they think you've got something big coming up, or if they see you growing too quickly. Banned. If Twitter sees that you get 1,000 new followers in 2 days over creating a new account, banned. They're going to do that because.
Go ahead.
I'm done.
Sorry, Tom. I was just going to say our first strike was on the Last American Pubcast was having Bryson Gray on with us.
Yep.
True
There
story.
you go. I knew it. You gotta be careful with this one, because Bryson and I bring strikes to channels like nobody's business. And you know Adam Krigler, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 times in a row is going to go on his show. He gets community guideline strikes right before I go on. And then his first community guideline strike he ever got on his channel was from me being on, if I remember correctly. So we bring that bad juju. It's a little scary. There's probably like an office at YouTube dedicated to just tracking Bryson and I and a few others.
It's almost like YouTube's racist.
It's almost like the Democrats have held on to their keeping black people in line thing that they've been doing for a long time.
Yeah, I've been asking black people to get out of line for a while now. Every time I'm in store, hey, out.
Oh man.
Back of the line. Sorry.
Jesus.
Rumble has done a really, really good job of being creator friendly and reaching out to creators, and rather than trying to convince a whole bunch of people who they know where their strong suits are, they know that their interface isn't quite there, so they're not really reaching out to users and watchers. They're reaching out to creators, and the creators are pulling the people over, and I think it's a really smart business model.
I like Rumble. We've done really good over there. Me and Abby have with Conspiracy Pilled, and I'm loving that platform. I want to see it grow, and that's one of the things we're always doing is we're trying to convince people, hey, it's cool to follow us on YouTube, but please come to Rumble. And we've seen that happening, and I hope more people will take that model and try to bring more people to a free speech platform, because I think the more it grows, the more like the problems people have with it, that we all have with it a little bit, is some of the user friendly stuff like that. I think if it grows, it's going to have to change and become better over time, and it's not going to get there without support. So I like seeing it.
Yeah, it's definitely a platform that's going to evolve, and the more they embrace alternative styles of content, the better it gets. I'm actually one of the things I wanted to do before ever being a political commentator was actually being a video game content creator. Making YouTube videos and streaming, but I never thought I would really have a place to do it. YouTube didn't seem like the place to do it, but now Rumble has this opportunity for gaming content on there, and they're actually promoting people that are involved with the gaming over there. I'm sitting on the Rumble front page as we speak right now.
Nice.
With one of my gaming streams, and
That's
I do
awesome.
it exclusively on Rumble, and I think it's a really great thing that they're encouraging over there, so as to make the content not just exclusively this political person, this political person, this political person, and then Andrew Tate or something like that.
Yeah.
We're expanding further, so they've got gaming, cooking, science, all sorts of interesting stuff up there of people that want to do whatever they want to do and not even have to worry about not just getting banned, but also shadow banning and random algorithm changes that suddenly make your channel obsolete and ruin a income source for you. That's what YouTube has been doing for a decade now, just changing up the system back to back.
It's the foundational users that Rumble's going to attract. Like they're going to get, like you said, every kind of the piano player tutorials and the how to do this guitar tab and all those different like videos that you wouldn't think people have entire careers around, and not just one or two, but like hundreds. When Rumble attracts those, they'll have ad revenue, they'll have people using their platform, and they won't have to worry about one or two big political accounts.
I think it's super smart because I got my start in video game streaming as well, and I was almost exclusively on Twitch in the beginning, and Twitch, at the time was blowing up. It was huge, and everybody's like, hey, Twitch, why don't you make your algorithms like, why don't you make it searchable, why don't you like do this and that? And instead they just were like, hey, we heard you, and what we're going to do is we're going to ban you, and we're only going to feature half naked chicks and hot tubs on our front page. So it's like, unless you have big boobs and no self-worth, then you're not going to do good on Twitch, and everybody's leaving, which is great. So I love to see that Rumble, and I saw Locals as well, is picking up video game streaming content as well. So that's really cool.
That is
huge. It's a partnership between the two platforms, and I think it's really great. There's a gaming.locals.com community. I'm very active over there, as well as my own Locals, and I really like what Locals and Rumble are doing.
I think it's indicative of the success that you're going to see on that platform of Rumble in particular too. I mean, just to tie it all together with the Gamergate becoming all of kind of this, social justice culture war scenario that we find ourselves in. It started really with gaming, and if it hadn't gone there, if the Gamergate thing hadn't happened, you wouldn't have seen this feminist pushback and the lashback and this whole pink pussy hat marches and things. Yep. So my whole thought is, if you're seeing the gamers now go to these sites where the politicos have tried to start things, and now the gamers are going to fuel it and found it and fund it, you're going to see it kind of kick off, because you're going to see a lot of little kids with their phones and their parents' phones watching games, watching people play games. Those are the clicks and the hits that the Rumble will need to build and sustain.
That was me in 2010 and 11. I was that kid on YouTube, and now I cannot wait for the next generation to be that kid on Rumble. That's what we need right now.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I tried doing a little bit of gaming streaming. I just wasn't entertaining enough.
I've told you, I want to see a Frank Skyrim stream. I would watch the crap out of that.
Frank, you know what's funny? You and I both have done a couple, but we didn't stick to it. Maybe you and I can jump on one and play a game together and make it just like a special. We'll just have fun with it.
That'd be really cool.
Do it on Rumble or multi-stream it, whatever it takes. I'd say get that set up on Rumble. They would love that.
Yeah, that would be fun, Tom. Heck yeah. I like
do a Last American Pubcast. What's that game called? Among Us stream.
Yeah, AOC. She loves that.
Yeah, you're familiar with streaming on the front page of Twitch, AOC.
Yeah.
Among Us.
Listen.
Yeah.
You can tell us all about socialist values and everything like that while we're playing.
If you have time between crying at empty gates or fences.
I really prefer, my favorite content to make is to teach people how to make my signature red lip, and these makeup tutorials, and with Vogue magazine and everything else that keeps me relevant, makes people think
scared of garbage disposals, those kinds of things.
Yeah. Speaking of it, how's your abuela doing these days? Abuelita.
We got to remove this guy from the stream.
What does he say? The big juicy Latina booty?
Oh no. That's not what I said. It's not what I said.
Is Alex Stein here?
I feel like your grandma might be doing better had you taken Matt Walsh's money.
This conversation is making me feel really unsafe.
Oh, it's like you're trying to date her, PJ.
Yeah, stop trying to date me.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You could always sell your Tesla and go help out your grandma's roof.
Now the market for Tesla buyers just plummeted now that there are a lot less people working at Twitter.
Oh my gosh, I wish I could find it, but there was a tweet. I don't know if you guys saw it this week. One of the people that got fired from Twitter is like, "How am I going to afford my Tesla payment?"
No, that's the same. That's the
That's
same
Linda.
two
That's
guys.
Linda.
That's Johnson.
Ligma.
Johnson was saying he doesn't know how he's going to pay for his Tesla, and the writer says Elon Musk was top of mind, not the job loss, because they were trying to make it about how they were still going to have to pay Elon even though they lost their jobs.
Okay, I just heard about it like secondhand, so I hadn't seen the tweet. I didn't realize it was the Ligma guy, but I just thought like if that was real, that's hilarious because that'd be somebody that got fired by Elon and still owed him money. Like that would have been. Of course, it was satire. It was too good.
Oh,
Too
I'm
good to be
sure.
true.
I'm sure it exists though.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's
Somebody there.
got to be
Reality.
dozens of Twitter
Just because they
employees.
were fake doesn't mean it's not real.
Right.
Yeah, don't worry. Give Taylor Lorenz a little bit of time. She'll have a couple of stories wrote up about how poor Twitter employees still have to pay Tesla payments.
I just want to see her get the interview with Ligma, or Mr. Ligma, Ball S.
I think what we're going to see is the backlash tomorrow and over the next couple days of Taylor Lorenz and others saying this is the damage that fake news and fake misinformation on social media can do. When Twitter allows this kind of thing to happen, good journalists like us will run with bad stories because we have to assume the information we're getting on them in the moment is accurate. We can't do our jobs to fact check things. We just have to run with it and go. And if it's fake, then it's shame on the social media for having it be on there in the first place. Like they want bumpers when they go bowling. These guys need guardrails to stay on the highway.
Such a loss to me when Taylor had blocked me. I can't see any of her ridiculousness anymore.
That's a goal right there. I'm actually proud. Round of applause for that, getting blocked by Taylor Lorenz.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, man.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah.
How are you going to survive without being able to see tweets from the journalist of our time? She's like the next Brian Williams.
It's hard, but I make it through.
Well,
Did she get shot at in a helicopter?
Yeah.
No, she was the one. She was the one who saw the fast movers going by. Oh man!
How many was that? That's three. That's three. They come in threes.
That reminds me of a question because Rob from North Arrow Coffee was asking me this earlier today. He's like, how many of these Twitter leftists said that they were going to leave and haven't left? Have we seen evidence of people that I've seen a few tweets where people are like, oh, I guess I'm going to leave Twitter. Wink, wink. Like my thing, beg me to stay. And then they're still on there days. Like, do you think these people are going to leave?
No.
I've seen a couple who seem a little bit serious about it, but I think they're going to be the exact same as the conservatives who said, I'm going to get her, bye. And then when they realize how boring and echo chambery it is, then they come back.
Speaking of
I also
echo
think it's
chamber,
going to be like
they have that new website, PJ.
Yeah, they have Tribe Social. Have you guys
Tribal.
looked at Tribe
Not
Social?
Not
I've seen
yet.
it's got to be a joke because I've seen Occupy Democrats who might be the single worst group on Facebook and Twitter. They're like, I almost wonder if they're a satire account. Sometimes I wonder if Catholics for Choice is a satire account as well. And they're constantly pushing Tribe Social, and their whole thing is that look, if you're afraid of what's going to happen on Twitter, don't worry, we'll protect you. We'll ban everything, including probably you, for anything you say. Like, how do you attract people to your social media network going, hey, don't worry, we'll probably ban you if you say anything we don't like?
Yeah. So this is actually my
Is that a
first
winning
time
strategy.
going to visit. I just checked out. I'm on the tribal website right now. If you can throw it on here, tribal.com. I looked at it, or I heard of it, didn't look at it. This doesn't. Cat pictures, something about whoever this is. Is that Amy Coney Barrett? It is.
Yeah.
Okay. Memoir. Okay. Joe Biden, Marjorie Taylor Greene. It sounds like it's just their own place to post little images. Oh,
They banned?
there you go.
You
No,
banned already?
no.
You're
It's
like Tom on Twitter. That did not take long. You proved our
Yeah.
point.
That is how it is on Twitter.
I need to get an account, but I
That's
won't last long.
Tribing
if I
while
do
black
that.
is what that's called.
There you go.
Driving while black.
Yeah, they really want me to make an account to take a look at things. I'm not doing it yet, but
You
we'll
type in
see.
Chandler Crump, they'll automatically ban you as soon as you finish typing in your name.
Is there a search? Let's see here. What happens? No, I think that there's just categories. There's not even a search feature.
It's
This
terrible.
website is so strange.
Is
Who
that where
designs
that
a
broken
website like
defiant dad was going to be at now? Isn't he pushing that too?
this? I think he is, but he's got his very proud blue check going on, so I don't think he's got much to worry about, frankly.
Oh yeah, I don't think anybody is really going to
Eh.
go away for any period of time.
Him and that one chick, Joe.
Jojo from Jers. Oh my gosh, those guys. I would be so proud if one of them would block me. I'm gonna work on that this weekend or next weekend or so.
Do it.
Start rapidly tweeting at them until they block me.
All you have to do
goals.
is tweet at them with the last number of likes on their last tweet, because they'll just see like a countdown and they'll wonder what it is. Then they'll realize it, and then they'll become one of those 41, 42%.
So I want to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you could go ahead.
No, I was going to change subject, so keep going.
I was just saying, I have actually made memes of both Taylor Lorenz and Brooklyn Dad Defiant. One more thing to show, just on my Twitter feed here. Taylor Lorenz tweeted, "It's like the gates of hell opened on this site." I just gave her a little
Amazing.
bit of that. And then what else do I have? I have Brooklyn Dad Defiant. I said, "These liberal influencers are struggling." And then just take a look at those numbers. 1 hour, 500 likes, which is abhorrent for an account with what, like 2 million followers he has?
Yeah.
It's not, he's not doing so great, Brooklyn Dad Defiant.
So,
Actually, I think
Go
I
ahead.
actually have more subscribers than he does on YouTube.
No way. Does he
Yeah.
make YouTube videos?
Yeah, he's on YouTube.
Oh, no.
Here, let me look it up real quick.
So what you're saying is he only had 1.8 million bots. I mean, how 500? Abby gets more than that on almost every one of her tweets, and she doesn't have 2 million followers.
How many does she have?
I have
25,000,
23.
23,000.
Yeah.
They must have destroyed my account because I don't get anything. I haven't gotten anything near that since 2020. They got me.
Yeah. That's how they be. So I want to highlight this comment in this super chat real quick. Thank you, North Arrow Coffee, for the $50 super chat.
Very nice.
So talking about Twitter, while we're here, North Arrow Coffee has tried to advertise on Twitter, and I'm hoping this will change. It's still whatever, but right now, currently, they are denying advertisement for North Arrow Coffee. So you can see this story here. They're saying that they do not permit the type of content, even though that they are just trying to sell coffee. Here's the advertisement. It says, "Ditch the woke coffee and wake up with North Arrow today. NorthArrowCoffee.co or North Arrow Coffee Company is a pro-life company that donates 15% of sales to pro-life organizations since opening March 1st, 2020. They've already donated $4,000. So they're getting kind of screwed on Twitter right now. Me and Abby are good friends with Rob over there. And honestly, I drink their coffee every day. They're super good. I'm not just saying this as an advertisement or to a friend, but it's truly ridiculous what's happening to them trying to grow their business. And while they're growing it, they're giving out money to pro-life centers. So if you guys can, go follow them on Twitter and help them out. Since they can't advertise, we'll do a little one here for them. So thank you, Rob.
Use code Abby10.
Thank you, Trent. Plus
go-
one for the claws.
Go to the videos real quick. When was his most recent video? I have to know this.
Yeah, I'll grab it real quick. So here's that Brooklyn Defiant guy.
Mhm.
He only has 5,000 subscribers. My second channel has almost more subscribers than he does. And here at the Last American Pubcast, we have almost 2,000 subs. So we got to definitely overtake this guy. So
Yeah,
it
can you
seems like
guys
he
help us overtake Brooklyn Dad on YouTube? This is ridiculous. This guy's a joke.
He seems like he would pray 5 times to a certain direction.
So his last stream,
Oh, look at that.
3 days ago, he had 303 views on it.
Oh man.
Wow.
What was our last stream that we had, PJ?
500 or 600. I think me and Abby have more than that regularly on Conspiracy Pilled, and we've only been doing it for 2 months.
It looks
And
like
you guys
he
don't
added-
have DARPA paying for your algorithm placement.
There you
Imagine if you did.
I
Yeah,
know.
there
Imagine
you
if we
go.
did, we'd be able to get 300 views like this douchebag.
Yeah.
Look at the fall off between the second and the first column here. Democracy, Decorum, and Dropping Bars. Whoever that guy is, streamed 1 month ago, and then
Yeah.
streamed 3 weeks ago. He took like a week off and lost everything. Look at that, because he went from 5,100 to just 400.
Yeah.
It's-
These numbers suck.
These
yeah.
numbers really suck for someone who's being promoted in every algorithm that he's in.
And surprising that all his Twitter followers don't come over here. It says he has
Yeah.
a million of them, right? I guess the bots can't make that transition.
Yeah,
But
because
it-
they like memes made of tweets, regardless of whether they're real. They don't want stories told to them that they know are fake.
You know, the algorithms are crap because I was watching some of Chandler's stuff earlier before we went live, and as soon as one of his videos finished, it went to Jimmy Kimmel of all people.
Yeah, there you go.
Nobody watches Jimmy Kimmel. They push him on you every time that they can, and still nobody watches him. So it's the same thing. Like, they can promote the crap out of you all they want, but people are just going to click away because nobody actually wants the content being shoved in their face. Nobody wants to see Dylan Mulvaney advertisements from Instacart and Alta or whatever the frick that makeup company is. Nobody wants to see Brooklyn Dad. Like, they have to push these people out there, and as hard as they push them, as much as they boost these people, they make crappy content. They have stupid takes. Like, they literally cannot survive without being handheld through every one of these things. Why do you think that they're freaking out on Twitter right now? They're like, oh, we might not get handheld and boosted and botted to pretend that we actually have anybody who believes in our crap. The mask might actually fall away from people when they realize, oh yeah, you're being quiet about being a conservative because you see the numbers on YouTube, you see the numbers on Twitter, you see the numbers everywhere, you see Alta and all these big companies pushing these beliefs, and then as soon as the mask slips and you're like, oh, nobody believes this bullshit. 80% of people I think believe that transing the kids and mutilating the kids is evil and vile and disgusting, and yet every mega corporation pretends like this is the majority view, and you're the weird one who has to be quiet about it. And that's going to go away as soon as they don't have all of the algorithms pretending that this is an actually popular position to take.
And that's with all the suppression that conservatives actually get on like places like Twitter prior to Elon,
right.
But also on YouTube. You can look at, just a year ago or a year and a half ago, I was getting millions, if not hundreds of thousands of views per video on my stuff before they deleted my channel and then demonetized me 3 different times. And now I get a fraction of what that was, but it's still way more than that guy who is promoted all the time.
Yeah.
Could you imagine how great your channel would be doing right now if it wasn't just that you're being demoted, but that the opposite is being promoted?
Well, and take heart, have some hope that in the next decade it may be that way. Where'd you go? That you may see some success like that in the future on other platforms or on these that can be reformed or reborn or otherwise taken over. I think it would be important to kind of keep in mind, hey, the success you used to have is kind of like all being pressure built behind a wall, like the little Dutch boy with his finger in the dike. You know what I'm thinking? Like there's a leak, so the kid plugs his finger in. Now he can't do anything else. Now another leak springs, so he plugs his other finger in. And before you know it, the whole town's just trying to keep the wall up. When it eventually comes over, and it is going to come over, the left's not going to be able to hold it back. It's going to be more than just a little bit of a leak. Like they could have just dealt with the populist uprising in 2015. Instead, they let it fester. Now they tried to deny it in 2020. It's going to become this overwhelming force that I think they're going to be corrected. Call it a MAGA force.
The ultra MAGA force sounds like some military Delta stuff. Operator, tier 1, whatever. It's really disgusting what they do on YouTube. I've been permanently deboosted on YouTube since about October 2019. I got completely demonetized. What was it? February of it was either 2021, I think, or 2020. It was a long time ago, which means that I no longer get recommended or anything. So my YouTube channel has been suffering. I tried to migrate to new channels, but then those got the exact same treatment as well. Received community guideline strikes. I think in the history of my channels combined, I've gotten about 8 community guideline strikes in total, on top of being kicked from the partner program. So that's why alt tech platforms like Rumble have been everything I've been throwing all my energy at. But it's hard, a lot of, I'm gonna be honest, some of these YouTube people are hard-headed. They're like, I don't want to go to Rumble. But guys, seriously, if you like what you heard tonight or in general, and you aren't on one of these alt tech platforms, you need to find your way to some of them soon, especially Rumble, probably top of the list.
Yeah. First of all, I just want to say something to Slayer Sigma Zed or Slayer Sigma Zeta. Thank you for the super chat. And quick reminder for everybody, we're going to be doing a last call in the last 10 minutes of this episode. So get your super chats in. We'll answer all your questions in the last 10 minutes. Ask Chandler Crump, whatever you guys want. But, I want to propose a strategy that me and Abby have implemented recently. And I've seen a lot of people, or I think a lot of people should be doing this because I think it's actually getting more people to go to these alternative platforms. What we do is we do an hour of our show on YouTube and Rumble and Odyssey and all of that, right? But for the last half hour of our show or more, we go strictly to Rumble. So we're getting people who are coming to YouTube, who are coming to all these other platforms saying, hey, if you want the full show, support us on these alternative platforms. We don't know how long we'll be on YouTube. We don't know how long we'll get it till we get a community guideline strike. We had one video taken down already. It wasn't taken down on YouTube. Luckily, wasn't taken down on Rumble. And luckily we got it back up on YouTube for now. And that's just in the first 2 months, but we're trying to build that base somewhere outside of YouTube. So sometimes you have to go into and just be like, hey, we know you're here. We know you like it here. We're going to give you even more somewhere else. I think that's a strategy a lot more people should be attempting. I don't know. I think it's a winning strategy because we've seen a lot of people who follow us who have said, I've never created a Rumble account before, and now they're over on Rumble. So maybe that's a way that we could all start getting people to go to these alternative platforms, is offer them something more there.
Is that our in-house fact checker there?
It is. Let me see if I can. We've got Bean and Boots in the window and a pile of laundry. Please ignore that.
Yeah, Crash Bandit says Crowder, Salty, and others are doing the same thing. I think more people should be doing it. I think more people should be offering the full content on an alternative platform. Get people, people are going to come to YouTube, but if you say you're not going to get the full show here, they're going to have to end up going to another platform, and that's how we're going to build these platforms. We have to be a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry.
Did anyone else see Gina Carano's tweet in response to the bird is now free from Elon Musk?
No,
there's a lot of people quote tweeted it with their own response, so it's Elon's tweet superimposed within their own response. Gina Carano's I thought was nice. It was just I think it said like beep sound, beeping intensifies, and then it's the GIF of R2D2 just going beep boop beep boop beep boop. And if you recall, she got originally suspended on Twitter because she responded to someone saying my pronouns are he, her, thee, them, or whatever, ze, her, and then she said beep bop boop as a response. And
I think that's what
that
she
was
put in her
taken as
I didn't know
profile,
that.
right?
that. Well, then she put it in when she got back.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
That
she
was
put
the-
her
the
pronouns as beep, bop, boop.
Right.
I
Yeah.
never heard of that.
Yeah, it was
Gina
that and
Carano.
it was that and her other very obvious observation that when they come, it was the people got mad because they were saying it was a Holocaust comparison, which the left never does. They never call anybody Hitler or compare anything to
Never.
World War II or the Holocaust. But she was just like, hey, first they came for this person and you didn't care. And then they came for this person. Eventually they're going to come for you. Was she wrong? Like,
No.
I even heard
No, it's-
conservatives trying to say, oh, that was kind of distasteful of her. What was distasteful about it? She was
Because she
pointing
was
out
right.
she was right. Yeah, it just made
They
me
don't
mad
want
that-
you to say it. They're like, hey, shh, keep that quiet. We don't want them to know that we're coming for them next.
Right. Yeah. So did you have anything else to say about that? Because I had a story I want to get to about Halloween, because I realized we got about a half hour left of our show. 25 more minutes for you guys getting super chats. And it's Halloween coming up.
Oh, yeah, you have to, it's $1 per vote, and you get to vote on whose costume is the best.
Yeah. And obviously it's 4 doors, more whores. I mean, who's better?
Yeah.
Who's better than that?
Yeah.
Well, here in Scranton, we got a great paper company that I work for. I'll, give you some good deals on some good paper reams.
There's some good community pools that you just decided at times you had to put pomade in your hair, and the kids used to reach under the pool and rub my leg down.
Oh my
Unreal.
gosh.
I learned a
Well,
thing
I
or
want to
two
show
about
you guys
cockroaches.
this while we're talking about
Does your hair
news.
turn blonde in the sun?
Yeah, my leg hairs.
We have a story here from Tom.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure everyone was aware of this scary machine. We were talking about CERN the other week, and I want you guys to be aware also of the mutant conversion machine. And I know you guys are thinking this is all just a big ha-ha, but I want you to be aware this will turn a lot of different people into mutants. This is Magneto's big plan. I don't know if anyone else is familiar with this. Stop me if you
Magneto.
I
are.
think it's
But,
funded by the World Economic Forum as well, right?
Probably.
well, I don't know. There's a
Klaus
lot of
Schwab
different
has his
senators.
hands all over this.
There's a lot of different senators involved here. Now, Senator Kelly is one. He turns into a waterman, but there's a lot of other things here. So, I just wanted to get your take on whether or not you want to become a mutant, if you think this is right, if you think this is wrong. Have you heard about this happening? What's your take on becoming a mutant?
This
So-
is where transing the kids always led. It's the slippery slope. You trans the kids, then you mutate them.
I just want to know why I don't get to do any of the cool stuff and no one tells me anything.
So, oh man! So talking about Halloween costumes, though, did you guys see that this is a continuation of the thing they've been pushing for years now? Now they're trying to revamp it. We're a culture, not a costume. This whole thing of you can't
you,
dress up
Richard.
as anything else. I think that Frank right now is offending people by dressing up as someone from Pennsylvania.
I mean,
Also, thank you guys for the super chats.
I'm an undead half beast, and I would think that dressing up as me would be inappropriate as well. I'm not a costume. I'm a culture.
Canadian culture.
Like,
Yeah, right. I'm
did
just
they not-
Canadian. That's all this is. What? I'm just Canadian.
But is there a costume that you can dress up as that's not like appropriate? Isn't that the point of Halloween, is to appropriate someone else's thing and make it yours? Like, is
That's why I'm Hispanic Jim.
you're Hispanic Jim? Yeah.
I mean, I don't think people should be dressing up as ghosts anymore because we're all alive, right?
I
Yeah.
think so.
Appropriating
That's
dead culture
really-
right there. Zombies out of the
I
way.
don't know.
Vampires
Tell
don't
the
even
white
think
balance in
about
my
it.
camera.
Yeah,
I do
no.
have a funny
But-
video clip here real quick.
Oh, okay.
That I think everybody will have a great laugh. Obama out there stumping for what's her name? Your governor out there,
Whitmer?
Whitmer.
Oh,
Yeah,
gosh.
he's out here in Michigan.
Governazi?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
here's Obama. He's out there, and he gets a greeting that you may not think he would have received.
Can him and
here
his
in Michigan.
husband just retire already? Sorry, go ahead.
Here it goes.
That's not real. There's no way that's real.
But this is what I mean. This is what I mean. I mean, we're having a conversation. Hold up. Hold on a minute. Listen, everybody. Hey, Y'all up there, pay attention.
He sounds like my dad at the sleepover.
Here's what happens.
From the top of the stairs.
That's too good. That's too good. How many Democrats now have been shouted down recently when they're trying, like Nancy Pelosi recently, AOC, now him. This is great.
It's so over. It is so over for all of them. Never, and people, I always see it on Twitter, even amongst conservatives, they deify Barack Obama. They say, "Oh, I miss the days when we had the politician / president who was so respectful and kind
cool.
and cool, and presidential." Yeah, exactly. They use that word as if it means anything right now. Back in the good old days, we had presidents that were generals of war. So I don't know what you mean by presidential. But anyways,
it was the etiquette. They didn't like it that he wasn't in the bubble. They also said Donald Trump doesn't act like a president, therefore he can't be presidential.
Yeah.
Anything a president does becomes presidential. If a president takes a big, fat, disgusting shit, that shit was presidential.
But the best thing
I
about
miss all
it
the
is that,
drone strikes of brown kids. That's what I miss. Yeah, I mean, that's presidential.
Yeah, the best thing about it, though, is that despite his pure deity status, there are people at that event heckling him. It is so, the ultra MAGA has won. The super MAGA, mega MAGA, whatever Joe Biden wants to call them tonight, they've won. It's over. I don't care what the polls say. I don't care if the polls say a Democrat wins by 30 points. That's a toss-up race, in my opinion. Because the conservatives, the Republicans are coming out so hard, and so many Democrats are just like, dude, everything is ruined. Okay, I don't care who I have to vote for. I'll pinch my nose and do it, because vote blue no matter who is no longer the winning strategy for these people. And it's not going to work for Joe. It's not going to work for any of the people running in the midterms. And I think it's going to be a gorgeous thing, because if they're out there in front of Barack Obama saying F Joe Biden, it's over. They've lost.
Yeah, especially because they know that Barack has.
I
think I gotta log off, man. I think I got some games to go play instead.
It took me for a second to realize
that's
that.
good.
Chandler, I think somebody asked in the chat a little bit earlier on, what do you think what's going to happen in New York, specifically with the governor's race, but all around?
I think we're going to see the closest gubernatorial race we've ever seen in New York with Kathy Hochul versus Lee Zeldin. I mean, I haven't kept an eye on the debates between them, but I heard a lot of great things from Zeldin in his camp, and I know he's polling pretty positively. I still doubt New York will ever have a Republican governor in the near times, especially with the pure voting powerhouse that is the city. So, I mean, I think we're going to get close, like within a few points, but it still is going to go Kathy Hochul's way, even though she's a no-name that inherited the job, wasn't elected specifically for that job. She'll hold on to it. I'm pretty sure she will.
What about in 2026 after the city's been nuked?
Well, I'm sure the cockroaches will come together and finally vote for the nuclear radiated rats to lead.
Wow.
Things.
Okay. Now that's racist.
So with the Lee Zeldin though, isn't it interesting how he didn't get the same treatment as Paul Pelosi? I mean, we all knew he wouldn't, but do you guys remember this? Lee Zeldin
He's
was
not gay, having drug-fueled sex orgies in his house with gated security and all that. But Lee Zeldin did have someone attack him at his little rally.
Right, that was my point. He was on stage and a guy came up with one of those like keychain
Oh yeah, that was months ago. I remember that now. That was insane. And they didn't care anything about it. Every time it's some sort of liberal operative or just liberal wacko, like for instance, what is his name? Daryl Brooks.
But okay.
Yeah, exactly. Daryl Brooks in Waukesha all those months back, or last year actually, Christmas time, he was posting negatively on social media about how much he was displeased about what conservatives were doing in Kyle Rittenhouse, and then he goes and runs down a whole parade, and they basically memory hold the whole story until it comes back later on. He's finally convicted, thankfully. They don't want to talk about these things, but every time there's even a story like with this Paul Pelosi thing, they spin it, even if there's not even a sign or a pinch of information that makes us think it's actually some ultra MAGA racist operative. They'll still make up the stories like, where's Nancy? Where is she? It's not even real.
Someone in the chat got it
because
right.
They know that people are going to believe it.
Someone in the chat got it right earlier. They said it was Nigerian Trump supporters that must have attacked Paul Pelosi.
So check this out. Twitter is starting to fact check Joe Biden. He says, let me give you some facts. In 2020, 55 corporations made $40 billion and they paid zero federal taxes. My Inflation Reduction Act puts an end to this. Reader added context that they thought people might need to know.
I'm not a fan of fact checkers, but if we're gonna do it, my gosh, I love this.
That's crowdsourced and crowd supported.
Yep.
Like that, you could reply to Joe Biden's, tweet with a link saying here's why he's wrong. I get that that's fine, but don't we have reply sections for that reason? We don't need this. This actually is an editorialization of the post. If I want to post, I don't want you marring it up with your little opinion of it.
Again, it goes back to the whole Section 240 question. Is this a publisher, or 230? Is it a publisher or is it a platform? That's the question they never have to answer. So
it's the Schrodinger's publisher platform.
Yes,
they don't know until you ask them.
Yeah.
And the worst thing about that was that's Birdwatch, which they launched maybe about a year or so ago. And I actually tried to sign up for it and they denied me. And a lot of conservatives that I know signed up to try and be Birdwatch editorializers, apparently, and they got denied. But you'd see all these random liberal
just like poll watchers.
Yeah, there you go.
It can't be poll watchers either.
Can't. There's a lot of things you just simply cannot do. They don't want you doing that.
Yeah.
Well, since we're on the topic of Halloween here, this is an article from CNN here. Says, inside the world of real-life vampires in New Orleans and Atlanta. Hey,
we
not in
talked
San
about
Francisco?
This, Abby.
Are we supposed to believe that they don't kill people with hammers and they're not just having people escape sometimes?
I was gonna say, me and Abby talked about this recently. We're real life vampires. Hillary Clinton and all of the Marina Abramovich, and there's a lot of real world vampires.
Yeah. So here's the it says when Maven Lore was being fitted for his first set of fangs, a switch within him flipped on. Something just came to the surface, and everything felt right for once in my life. He said, I had this notion that there was more to it than just pointy teeth.
It's called adrenochrome. Adrenochrome.
Searching for family and fighting vampires. Firstly, yes, a few modern day vampires consume blood, often from consenting donors.
Often.
Nope.
Often? Why is often in there?
Dude, is there blood assault
from non-consenting donors? Sorry.
Often from consenting donors. Yes, typically loved ones or partners in small amounts.
Often carries a lot of weight in that sentence, guys. Often carries all of the weight of that sentence.
Yeah, that's like saying up to. Like, what is that supposed to mean, friend?
Usually consenting.
Yeah, that's what I said. Imagine if they said in sometimes small amounts. Oh my goodness.
Maybe Paul was often getting from a consenting donor when he was
That's what I'm saying. He decided to not consent at the last minute, and Paul was like, David, you're not getting out of this. And then David grabbed the hammer. That's what happened.
That's like saying R. Kelly often used the toilet when going to the bathroom.
Well
Good
done.
night, everyone.
Well done.
End there.
Well done.
My gosh. I don't even know how to follow that.
Especially because you just got done talking about how you're too young for The Apprentice, but now you're going to reference that?
I know.
Well, because it's probably because of the why can't I think who does that song?
Black culture?
No.
There you go. Actually, yes, he's right. There are a few things that I'm gonna know about simply because they're a little closer to my community than other things.
What's the song Thrift Shop? Who's that by? Thrift Shop, where he says the line smells like R. Kelly's sheets.
That's
Macklemore. Thank you.
I only know that song because they pushed it so hard with the whole white boys can rap too thing. It's like, well, we never said they couldn't, but dang it, I hate this song so much.
Yeah, and they prove it over and over every time they try.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up.
I love the Spirit Halloween memes.
Well, that's what I was going to bring up next. That's why I brought up the cultural appropriation thing. I was going to say,
there you go.
I was going to say with the cultural appropriation, the Spirit Halloween costume meme has become my favorite, and we've got this one here. The God Complex Doctor includes fact checker Pimp Cane, crimes against humanity, hiding lies in email redactions, quote the science, downplaying real cures, zinc and vitamin D for me, never for you, biggest government paycheck ever, and AIDS medicine, good for any medical assassination. There's so many of these. There's the vegan is one of my favorites. Let's see the privileged white cis male.
Wait, was that the Liver King? Go back. Was that the Liver King that you just skipped over?
The Plague Doctor.
No, one more.
No, one more.
Carnivore.
Carnivore.
Oh, but they have a picture of the Liver King. Okay, got it.
Yeah, there's more of these. They got the masked white male, virtue signaling cape, N95 mask, more boosters than anyone has ever had, and a sense of superiority. And then what we got more of these. We got the dementia patient is one of my favorites. Includes diaper,
ice cream sold separately.
Yep, stain-proof slacks, ice cream cone, and ice cream sold separately. Money for Ukraine is in there too.
Do the slacks come pre-stained? It was my question for that, but
they should. They should. This says Wolf of Wall Street includes insider trading, money laundering, vodka, and what they should add is husband in his underwear with a hammer, sold separately. Fake doctor. You guys
Fair.
Diaper bag.
Poorly written dissertation. Breakfast tacos. What about the Bogodas?
It's a chair. They just put a chair over her.
Yeah.
And then re-added her arms.
Libs of Martha's Vineyard. Oh, hold on. There's one I wanted to find. I think it's in this one. It's nope. I don't. Man, I think there's one that I'm missing. Oh, here we go. Grifter includes OD green t-shirt, cargo pants, and sneakers.
Oh my gosh! If you go back to Zelensky in that photo
machine
and put a beanie on him, he's Tim Pool.
Oh,
he is.
I was almost Tim Pool for this podcast tonight.
That would have been great.
That would have been funny.
Then we got Ukraine, includes $80 billion, uniparty support, and flag in bio. I love the money laundering machine.
Yes.
I just earned $10 million last month working from home. Ask me how.
Hint, it's not Forex trading.
It's hiding in Italy.
Yeah, I had to ask my mom to borrow some money this week. I literally just texted her a picture of the Ukraine flag. It worked. It was perfect.
We need more money. the chains.
Oops. There we go. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
There we go.
The meme wars.
That's got to be the best meme of the year. Like, there's been great memes all year, but the Spirit Halloween costumes have probably been the best meme format of the year.
Yes. Yeah. But I'll say the Paul Pelosi ones are going to be pretty epic. The ones that have been coming out.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh, Cactus has some for us. Do you want me to show them?
Oh, of course.
Yes.
All right.
Also, can I say real quick, I'm trying to post more to our Instagram page, which we don't really use much. So Cactus and Waffle Salt or anybody else who makes memes, send them to me and I'll make sure they get up on Instagram and stuff like that.
We've got the Zodiac Killer. Includes Cactus, #1 podcast, and Facts and Logic. Uh-oh.
Love it. Love it.
That's good.
That might have been one of the best memes of the 2016 election right there. That was really funny.
Yeah, we covered the
Zodiac Killer thing.
Yeah, maybe I'll keep my hair blonde. Who knows?
It suits you. It suits you.
Frank said this is 20-year-old Frank.
Yeah,
Frank,
20-year-old
Frank, do you have
right
enough
here.
of that stuff to get your facial hair done too? You could comb it in.
Yeah, I was telling PJ before everybody else popped on. I was trying to put it in my beard, but it's so close to my eyes. I didn't want to blind myself.
Can I just say I don't appreciate you appropriating white culture, Frank? I find it truly offensive.
Good.
Meanwhile, your hair is red.
I'm appropriating ginger culture. I'm not really a ginger, but I've got the red beard.
So you're soulless then?
Yeah, that's the thing about me. Is my hair is not red, but my beard is. So I am appropriating ginger culture every day.
Doesn't that mean you're a ginger?
I get called a ginger a lot, and I want to actually have this debate really quick.
Well, look, hey, if you look like a ginger and you get called a ginger.
No, but a ginger has to have like fiery red hair and like pasty. Like I have pasty white skin, but I'm not like that red. My hair's not that red.
Dude, if I walk past you on the street, I'd call you a ginger.
Damn it.
Yeah, you're a ginger. I'm sorry.
I thought I had a soul. I thought I had a soul.
Yeah, you are.
I have another one from
PJ, you can still have a soul. You can be like partial ginger.
Yeah.
You can have an honorary soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a soul the same way that Dylan Mulvaney has a womb.
On that note,
your soul levels are like his T levels. They're there. They're just really low.
I wanted to bring this up because this is another Cactus meme that took off a little bit, and it's just pretty standard. You know, we found more votes, emergency Democrat votes, but Twitter will not let you like it. Look, I'll try to like it. Learn more about U.S. 2020 election security efforts.
2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that tweet's from November 5th.
Hey, PJ, Legalized Freedom has a question for you.
Does the carpet match the drapes? ask your mom. That's all I'll say. Yeah.
So you can only like the tweet after if you've looked at the pop-up, and it's just crazy to me.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's the same with retweeting it as well. I retweeted that earlier, and it's like, hey, here's a bunch of information you didn't ask for. Also, we're specifically saying this relates to 2020. Remember, we've only ever in this country had one free and fair and honest election, and it was 2020, and 2022 is up for debate. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, if we win, it was the most safe and secure election ever. If we
Well,
lose,
it was just like 2016 and 2020. Remember, Hillary Clinton was saying not to trust the election results if Trump wins, and then Trump was saying the same thing if Hillary wins, and then Trump won. It was like, oh, it's not fair. And then 2020, same thing. 2022 is going to be the same way.
Oh, PJ, good news.
Your mom said no. Okay.
Oh,
Thanks for asking.
he has half a soul.
Thank you, Life to the Max. Yeah, at least I get half a soul. I thought you were my friend. What the hell happened?
She met you.
I'm getting teamed up on here.
She found out what you did during the summer of 2020, and she just couldn't see you the same way.
Yeah.
well, maybe she stopped being your friend after you admitted you watched Bros. I mean,
Oh gosh, I did not see Bros.
She saw him at the Capitol on January 6th.
It is abhorrent how much advertising budget that movie has. I don't understand. Everywhere I look, I scroll, Bros. Like when I'm not watching it, it keeps advertising it to me, and I don't like
Hey,
it.
Chandler, I got news for you, buddy. Those ads are personalized.
That's exactly what I was about to say. So I don't know what I'm watching that makes them think I want to watch that movie, but I need to find it and stop immediately.
Okay.
somebody
It's
wrote
all
here.
of Paul Pelosi's personal TikTok channel that you're watching.
Release
That's what I'm
footage
thinking.
from the Pelosi house before things got crazy.
Exactly. It's exactly right. That's the point I was making this morning.
So good.
With the targeted ads, I mean, the same thing. Instacart targeted me for the Dylan
There
Mulvaney
you
ad,
go.
and I honestly think that they know and they don't care. Like, I think they're purposely trying to shove this stuff in our faces in hopes that we'll make a big deal out of it, and then they'll be able to
Exactly.
capitalize
It was
on
just
all
facial-
of these evil people hate us.
Every
They-
time I
Facial
get an
recognition.
ad,
They thought you guys looked alike.
every time I get an ad for
Thanks.
like the gay websites and stuff on Facebook, I report it as hate speech. So.
Based.
They target ads the same way that Gavin Newsom does. They'll post "Reelect me in California" billboards in Florida. So, yeah,
PJ, good news again.
I can use the hard R in ginger, and you're damn right I do. Only I can say that.
Well, wasn't there a story that that Gavin Newsom's wife slept with that one dude, Harvey Weinstein?
Harvey Weinstein, yeah.
Oh yeah. Hold on, I've got that
Wait,
story.
Gavin Newsom's current wife? Because his ex-wife is married to Don Jr.
Let me
There's
find
a
it. I
Guilfoyle.
swear.
Go for
Yeah.
it.
Guilfoyle used to be in Newsom.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no, I
Remember-
discovered that.
Remember
I saw
when
that.
Gavin Newsom had to publicly apologize in 2007 for sleeping with his campaign manager's wife? Yeah. I think
Well, you
people
know,
forget
hey, that's
about
what
that.
happens when someone sees just a piece of the orgy. They only see a couple when it's 30 people, and they're like, that's the manager's wife. And he has to come out and say sorry, but he doesn't talk about the 28 other people in the room.
Well, they forget that part of the story where he chased her down a winding staircase with a chainsaw and then just dropped it on her. You guys remember that part?
No.
Please, somebody have seen that movie. I know
I've seen
Abby's
that movie.
definitely not
I've
seen
seen
that
that
movie.
What movie
Yeah.
is that?
American Psycho.
American Psycho, yeah.
Got it.
Because he looks like Christian Bale in American Psycho.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of memes that revolve
He's
around
a
him.
big fan of Huey Lewis in the News. Yeah.
Has he told you about him?
Well, if he had, I wouldn't be here. Let's just
What
put
was
it
the
that
album
way.
where they really came into their own?
I wish I knew. I'm trying to remember
I think it was
the
Hip to
whole
Be a
quote.
Square.
Hip to be square. That's
that's
it.
right.
Yeah,
I have to return some videotapes.
yeah.
That's all I know. That's all I know.
Well, if you see my business card,
So, Abby, to
It's
answer your
bone.
question, we do not have a puppy in here.
Oh, okay.
Also from the movie.
What are you? I thought you were the puppy.
What do you have a puppy in here?
I have no idea what's going on because, like,
Well, the newspaper on
watch
the
it.
ground.
yeah, you got to watch. You know, I think Abby would be a big fan of American Psycho. As someone who's not a fan of blood and guts and gore in movies, she'd love
Yeah.
that one.
She
Yeah,
would
'cause
love
it's very
American Psycho.
thought-provoking. You don't even know. Is it
Yeah,
real? Is it
yeah.
happening?
I don't believe you. I'm not watching it.
After that, watch Eyes Wide Shut if you want to throw up before you go to sleep. So
Grow
Tom-
up. More like be turned on.
Well, the Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. That's when they were still married, wasn't it?
I believe so. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was just
could
them
tell?
following their real life, then, right?
Do you think they're actually married? Do you think Tom Cruise isn't secretly a fudge packer?
I don't think it's even that secret, but yeah. I mean,
Well, he had a whole line in one of the movies, them asking him if he was gay. It was Vanilla Sky.
I am
he's-
so
Vanilla
glad I
Sky
have
was
no idea
another
what any of
weird
y'all are
one.
talking about.
Yeah, Tom Cruise.
I
is
don't
one
either,
out of the
honestly.
closet.
oh, sorry. We clicked
Go
on it
ahead.
at the same
No,
time.
you go ahead.
Waffle Salter, thank you for the super chat.
Yeah.
What are your guys' favorite meme sites / social platforms? 4chan, Patriots.win, Twitter, what?
Favorite meme platform.
Well, I get most of my memes from Twitter
I was gonna say I get them from Twitter and Instagram.
and Gab. I get a lot from Gab.
Reddit's
put you
got
on
some
a-
good thread. I hate Reddit so much, but if you go to like the dark memes Reddit, I kind of love that.
I'll put you on a hit or miss app. It's called iFunny. If you want to, it's like
Yeah.
the forbidden app. It's hit or miss, but occasionally you'll find some heat in there.
Well, I'm a Zoomer, so my attention span dictates that the best memes are actually like really short videos that are just so absurdly random that they make no sense to anybody but somebody under the age of 18 or
Yep,
under
that's
the
my
age of like
son.
23. Yes, so TikTok is where I gotta be for that.
Actually,
Sometimes Instagram as well.
Vine was almost better at that because Vine limited it to like 10 or
7
15.
seconds. No,
So-
7 seconds.
They were
Yeah.
super short. Yeah,
Yeah.
like TikTok now you can do like 3 minute.
Yeah, you can make 10-minute TikToks
10-minute
now. People go
videos, yeah.
crazy with it. But those are, TikTok, it's a cultural zeitgeist in a way
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
a lot of people aren't going to watch those 10-minute ones, but sometimes if you really sit down, those 10-minute TikToks can be the best things you've ever seen in your life. They really can be.
It was the biggest mistake ever, is Vine shutting down. Because if Vine continued
Elon
on, we
owns it
wouldn't have
now.
TikTok, and it would, you watch it all come back.
Technically, yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was
really-
just gonna say we're at the last call, so
Oh.
Yeah. I was gonna say for not being a Zoomer, I actually do pretty well on TikTok. I've had a few videos that hit 500,000 over on TikTok, but they always freaking censor and ban me. So
Well, the youth are very LGBT friendly.
Yeah.
that's right. It's the mustache. Yeah.
yeah, that's what it is.
And then I say something like "Let's go, Brandon." It's just over.
So last call's up here. We got a few questions and a few statements, and of course our wonderful super chats that have been put in here.
I can take
So if
that.
you still have a super chat or a question you want to throw in there, make sure you put it in before we head out. And here's the first one was from Real Truth Cactus. Said for costumes, Abby was first, obviously, with
Obviously.
her AOC. Second was me as ethnically relevant Jen Halpert. Third was Tom.
You just got the ethnic points. That's not fair.
Tom got third for the Wish.com Logan.
Number 3, I'll take it.
And fourth was the My Pillow Elf. And fifth comes PJ because he's just dressed as himself.
If I'm being honest, I didn't know I needed a costume until 10 minutes before, so I just...
Me neither,
I
but I made it happen.
You have Wolverine fangs. What are you talking about?
I still had to shave my face like this.
Yeah, he like ran away to shave his face.
did.
It was great.
It's not fair.
Look, I didn't want to come out on this stream and say it, but yes, on the weekends I go to Wisconsin and shoot pedophiles. So that's just my thing.
Based.
Yeah.
So
I
based.
like Salt says, I like your hair, Jim. Wolverine looks good. Pelosi, the unusual. Or Pelosi, the usual. Crump, all elves, good except the one on the shelf. And S'more's shelf, explanatory. Did I say that right? Probably not.
Self-explanatory.
Self-explanatory. It wasn't together.
If you make comment makes me feel like John Fetterman.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Doug Mastriano.
Tom is the most obvious. Like, you don't have to think about it. You just
Yeah.
know what he is. Yeah.
Tom is what actually first clued me in that, oh crap, this is a Halloween episode. I need to dress up.
I normally just sit here with a AR-15 gun
It's
while
pretty
we
normal.
Like, I
Just
saw them
protecting the chat.
I
and
saw them
Buff.
3 and thought it was just totally normal. I was like, oh, okay, this is just a normal day.
When he got here, he just called me 4 doors more whores, and I was like, I should probably tell him my name is PJ, and I don't normally have that on the bottom of my. But I just went with it, you know.
I didn't notice the gun. I didn't notice like the hat or the shirt or anything. I was just like, oh, this is a normal day. This is another stream.
Real Truth Cactus came in with the Happy Halloween Friends drink up earlier tonight. Thank you so much for
Thank you,
that,
Real Truth
Thank you,
Cactus.
Cactus.
Frank, it looks like you are at your second job right now making cold calls.
Thank you
Well,
for
you know,
calling Tech
Michael
Support. My name is
Scott
Frank.
did have that second
That's what I'm
job.
saying, man.
If you did the accent, you could be Indian. We could
You're in the
believe
phone
you're
booth
working in a
right
phone
now.
call center.
Yeah.
He's like a fan of K-pop with that hair.
My name is Kevin.
Can you?
How
I
may I
want to
help
help
you?
you get rid of the virus on your computer.
Just replace all
You
your
need
T's
to-
with D's. What do you want to do today?
Amazing.
As Joe Biden said, you can't visit a 7-Eleven in the Pennsylvania area without a slight Indian accent.
That's
You know
right.
what? He wasn't always insane.
Not always.
He used to be based.
I mean, it's kind of racist, but it's kind of true. I mean,
Oh my God.
Most
He was-
based things are, sadly.
No, he was debased. He's become debased at least.
yeah.
Waffle Saucer came in with 25 earlier. It says, cheer friends. What is everyone drinking tonight? And I think everyone responded to that earlier. So
Christmas beer.
Thank you, PJ.
Yep.
25 for Waffle Saucer again was for the eye bleach fund after we watched Mr. Duvaney.
Oh, gosh, I need more eye bleach.
50 coming in for North Arrow Coffee Company. Since Twitter denied our advertising budget, have a drink on North Arrow Coffee Company. Thank you so much.
We can't stress enough how good that coffee is. Like,
For real.
I literally, I'm so lazy about coffee. I'll brew double and then the next morning just reheat it. And North Arrow is so good, you can get away with that.
I wouldn't recommend it, but yes. Yeah.
So there you have it. If you're watching or listening at home, if you're so lazy that you don't make a new pot of coffee every day, North Arrow Coffee Company is for you.
Good for reheating.
Yeah.
Encore presentation, if you will.
Yeah.
But that is, if it's that good that you can reheat it, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good. Slayer Sigma Zeta says, in your guys' opinion, who's more dangerous, progressives or establishment Democrats?
I think they're the same. I think they're both part of the same thing. So you've got the progressives who are trying to shift the Overton window left. They're the oversell. And then the establishment is the one who's slowly bringing us there. So it's a slinky. You know, the left moves really, really far with the progressives, and then they kind of just keep bringing it back. So the whole scam doesn't work unless they have both. I think they're in cohorts.
It's a slinky falling down a slippery slope.
It's what it is. I mean, it's the Donald Trump art of the deal. It's you oversell and then you get a little bit closer because you oversold, and that's what they're constantly doing. So they're two parts of the same beast.
Just one moment here. First of all, okay, I'll stop. But
Jesus.
Ocean Breeze, just hoping you're all right. And, you know, we're all here for you. We all really, really appreciate you.
Yeah, we appreciate your Ocean Breeze Salty.
Yeah, Ocean Breeze
Thank
Salty, we love you.
Absolutely. We have another one here from I Like Salt. Says, last call on me, drink.
Thank you. I like salt.
I like salt. Yes, I do. Too much.
I also like salt.
Does North Arrow Coffee Company have different flavors or different brews?
They have a lot. So they've got a Colombian brew, Peru, breakfast blend. I've recently been drinking the pumpkin spice, which is their only flavored coffee so far, but it's actually really good. And they don't use chemicals. It's all natural flavors. I highly recommend it. So they have I don't know how many different flavors, but they also do K-cups. They do whole bean, and they do grinded one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do grounds, but I always buy whole bean. So
Now, I'm more of a C cup guy. Do they do those?
Okie dokie.
This one from Ripcord says, I thought I heard a squeaky cat. That must have been on Abby's end over there with the cats in the background.
Yeah, it was a fact check on something I said, probably.
I hear you all saying I need to get a cat tree for the corner. I'll think about it.
I would love to see them jumping all around.
Ocean Breeze Salty earlier with a $5 said, cheers all, happy Halloween.
Thank you, Ocean Breeze Salty.
Abby, they said you need a pole in the corner, and I don't know what they meant.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, they're just thinking about AOC. Everybody wants a dater.
Everyone's always wanting a dater. Waffle Salter says, what are your favorite memes? Well, we talked about that one already.
Well, I have one more.
Win.
Go ahead.
The back end of the Babylon Bee. If you subscribe to the Babylon Bee, they have a social platform built in, and you can pitch headlines back there, and you get all these hilarious satire headlines that never quite make it to the front page, and I love it back there.
Is that like a younger Chandler Crump in that little photo there?
Yes. Oh, dang it. I was hoping
I was going to say, yeah, when you turn your camera off, it's like a little middle school Chandler.
Yeah, that was 2019 Chandler right there. I noticed it earlier. I've been using StreamYard for a while, and I have not updated it yet. So that'll be the last time anybody ever sees that. Thanks to you.
Waffle Salter came in and says, have to throw a vote for PJ's costume. Brendan House got a pedo in the junk. Just saying.
Just saying.
It is really good.
Yeah, now the rumor was that he shot it off. He shot it clean off.
A clean off. Now
I don't know how it's even possible, but that's the rumor I'm spreading.
Blowing apart biceps and junk, just my weekend gig.
Hey, Joe Biden
That's
said
when I'm
that.
not out there giving medical aid to people. I'm just.
Joe Biden said that an AR-15 will literally blow a person in half, and that a 9mm will take your arm off. So
I think he said the 9mm will turn your insides out, right? Just like pull all of your guts out
just
of the
like
back.
Hunter
Yeah, it's
Biden,
crazy.
am I right?
Yeah. Well, at least he threw his in a trash can outside of a elementary school.
That's
Oh
right.
no, I meant Hunter Biden with his prostitutes.
Oh, fair.
Well, while we still have Chandler on, Chandler, would you like to tell everybody where they can go find you and when they can watch you?
Yeah, so I do a show 4 times a week, believe it or not. I miss one here and now every once in a while, but for the most part, we go live on Mondays and Wednesdays at 4 p.m., Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. That is on our YouTube channel, just Chandler Crump on YouTube. You might be able to find me if I'm not search banned, but I'd much prefer if you find us over on rumble.com. You can just type in rumble.com/Chandler Crump, or go over there and search Chandler Crump. And then last but not least, our locals community is chandlercrump.locals.com, where you can find updates about when I'm going live, other people within the community chatting it up, and also exclusive information and sneak peeks at new things coming soon, like a very super secret Christmas project I have on the way that I'm really excited for everybody to hear about. So that's going to be a great time. And of course, last but not least, definitely check out my pillow code CRUMP for your discounts today, because it's a great deal and you won't find it anywhere else. That's right. There are no other My Pillow codes. Just use code Crump. Of course.
I can confirm. I have a My Pillow, and it's a good pillow.
Well, looks like it's time to double up and use code Crump.
I tried to buy what was it? Our pillow? What was the
David Hogg?
His was
Yeah.
Good Pillow, I think.
Good
and it failed
pillow?
within
Yeah.
like a week.
I never got it though. I don't know what happened to
yeah.
that company.
Oh no.
I don't know why he tried to do that. A lot of these Zoomer liberals, they don't have attention spans longer than a month.
Well, don't forget, guys, we do have our watch party for the midterm elections on Tuesday, November 8th. We'll be streaming starting at 7 p.m. and we'll be having guests all the way through 11 p.m. and maybe past 11, depending on how far we go with the watch party. But
Maybe for a month afterwards if we're still waiting on the
Pennsylvania County. So come and join us.
It'll be Maricopa. There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
It's going to be the longest stream ever. Hopefully not. But with that being said, I appreciate everyone coming in and being part of tonight's, Last American Pubcast. Don't forget to go check out our Twitter, check out our YouTube channel, and subscribe there and subscribe to all these wonderful hosts. The Conspiracy Pilled channel, of course, Wartime Propaganda with PJ, and of course, if you have not already subscribed to me, subscribe to me too. And Tom down there was Thinking Not Sinking, but you can also follow him over on Rumble and over on Odyssey at America Floats. And Chandler already told you where to find him. I'll throw it in the chat once again for everybody. But I do appreciate everyone. Thank you so much, and we will see you guys next Saturday for another edition of the Last American Pubcast. Make sure you tip your bartenders and waitress as we close the sign down for tonight. I hope everyone has a good evening, and let's roll some credits so we can get out of here for tonight. I can't ever find it. There it is.
Come on, Frank.